Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, testing. Alright, testing. Cool. Barterberry. Holy shit, the guy's in here instantly. Are you in the Discord? Is that how you got in here so fast? Beat re-res to the punch. It's not even close. Alright. Well, we got through 4 rounds. Let's continue. We got a Yi against a Jax. Orange-green matchup. And honestly, with orange-green, it's probably not that imbalanced. I was going Joe Wheels and Dino Arner. Let's look at these mulligans. So we got first mate Desert's Call Poro, and is that a White Flame Protector? That looks kind of like a White Flame Protector. And other side we've got GA, Triforce, Discipline, Defy. Interesting. Looks like the Jax is going first. So, what are we doing? How is Defy in this matchup? Not great. You can Defy Charm, but there's no Defiant Dance. Like in the Irelia Mirror, Defy is a very important card because it hits Charm, it hits Defiant Dance, it hits opponent's Defies. But in this matchup, and it still hits the opponent's Defies, still hits Charm, but after that there's not great targets. How'd Pre-Rift go? Went pretty well. The one yesterday, 3-0'd. The one this morning / like early afternoon, 3-0'd, and then the one at later afternoon, people voted to just split the prizing, and so one round got played and then everyone went home, which was disappointing. I got an Alt-Art Baron, Alt-Art Vi, and overnumbered Diana. So pretty good overall. I'm honestly curious if Pike could work as a control deck. Needs to have a solution for Aurora, needs to have a solution for LeBlanc, needs to have a solution for his own card draw, maybe? But it's interesting. So yeah, Mulligan and Defy makes sense. Discipline is useful, but Triforce and GA are much more core cards that you want to keep. And GA at least gives you a turn 1 play, so that makes sense. And then opponent mulligans 2 cards. Mulligans the Poro and the White Flame. I'm assuming that's a White Flame. Well, it's not a Scuttle Crab. So his plan, I guess, is first made into Desert's Call repeat is reasonable. Oh wait, no, the Jax is mulliganing second. So the Yi's going first. Oh, he mulliganed the Desert's Call. Okay, he kept the Lonely Poro. He mulliganed Desert's Call plus, yeah. Alright, we're good. White Flame Protector doesn't match up well into Counter-Strike anyway. So it makes sense. You'd rather win early. Punch first. Well, Yi going first. Very happy. He might be able to deny the Forge, depending on what happens. So we're going to have a trade of battlefield, so Yi's definitely not going to allow the Conservatory to get taken. And then probably Desert's Call repeat. That gives the Jax the setup, but that's fine. Because his turn 2 is going to be playing Jax. Maybe it's not, actually. No, it probably isn't. He doesn't play Jax until later. Oh, he doesn't have Desert's Call repeat. Okay, yeah, he just has a Lonely Poro, number 2. That's fine. Jax is in an awkward spot. I guess he can just equip. Okay, but he can't get anything out. Challenge, Counter-Strike, GA, Triforce. What's this last card? Is that a Stellacorn Herder? Ooh, Stellacorn Herder's nice. So, can either go to the Forge, drop Triforce, and equip it to the Poro, but then you're very weak. Probably what you have to do is just go to the Forge and play Stellacorn Herder in base. And then you could develop GA for 1, but then you're sacrificing the quick draw onto your green jacks, but maybe that's fine. You maybe just want to GA the Stellacorn Herder instead. Then you force the E to commit something to push over your Poro, and then on the next turn you I guess you have to Triforce your Stellacorn Herder to push over either Poro. It's rough already. It already looks bad. It already looks terrible. Like, no matter what you do, the E's gonna be able to push over you and end up with a Lonely Poro on each battlefield, and you won't get a unit in position that can fight it, unless you just play Jax this turn. You probably just have to play Jax this turn. Keldor, thanks for the sub. Hi, I'm Newt also, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. The problem if you play Jax is you can get hit by like a Discipline plus Charm, and the game is over instantly. So there's no good option here. The problem is, if you don't play Jax, I don't know if you can ever push a Yi battlefield. Like, you're going to play Stellacorn Herder, Yi's going to go to 3 points, you're not going to be able to push, and then you're going to play Jax, and Yi's going to be at 5 points. And then the game's also kind of over there. Because I don't think you have any kind of a special advantage going into the late game. When Diana 3-1, nice. Diana's one of the best ones. There were 2 overnumbered LeBlancs that got pulled in the store. So this is probably the best option. Like, I think I agree with this play, where any other play is just conceding the game. This play at least gives you a chance if the Yi doesn't have a pump plus charm. So like if this trade happens, you're actually playing the game, which is really good. We're going to drop a Ruin Runner. We're going to leave the Poro to die. I don't like that. I think this Poro is much more useful in play because, like, let's think about what the Jax's turn is going to look like. He's going to go onto one of the battlefields, probably the Forge. And I guess this takes him off of the Forge. There is some value in that, where you sacrifice the Poro, you get a card and a half, and then you take him off the Forge. Because if he's on the Forge, it's a lot more annoying, where you can just quick draw out 1 equipment on his turn, quick draw out a second on opponent's turn, save 2 runes. So like this Triforce plus GA, instead of costing 6, costs 4, and now he can hold up Counter-Strike. So that's not actually unreasonable, thinking about like a 2 equipment, 2 to 3 equipment hand out of the Jax. So let's just say, I mean, I guess if the Poro pulled back though, and they still go to Orange, like they have the option to go to Orange Forge either way. So the only difference is that the Poro then on the next turn would be ready on the battlefield and could pull back then, which would never happen. So I don't think it costs anything to pull the Poro back. But let's just think about if the Jax ends up on, let's say it ends up on Orange Forge, can we fight into it? We don't have an answer Counter-Strike. It does look like a challenge in hand there, though. So if we can pump up the Ruin Runner, push in, get the Counter-Strike, probably let the combat happen, and then follow up with a challenge, then they're forced to have Counter-Strike plus Defy to survive. 2 Priors with 0 epics. I don't think I had... My epics were like Gutter Palace in the actual pools. Other than the LeBlanc Legend, but that's that's not a real anything. I don't think there's any reason for this Poro to be here. Like, maybe the correct choice for Jax is to go to Orange Forge anyway. But even so, if he goes there, he's not going to develop another unit. And even if he does, you still want the Poro on the empty battlefield. Like, you want the Ruin Runner to fight the Jax wherever he ends up, and you want the Poro to be on the other battlefield. And that can happen either way, even if he pulls back. So this is a misplay, I think. And these scores are incorrect, Jax. Or no, these are correct. Oh yeah, because he traded the Poros. Yeah, so Jax is actually in kind of a playable spot. Like, maybe he just goes for the Stellacorn Herder and quick draw. I think I like the idea of pressuring with Triforce immediately. I think you have this Triforce GA Counter-Strike, and that's very strong. Pull up the misplay counter? Nah, I'm not going to pull it up for these games. So this Ruin Runner push is going to be very expensive, actually. And I mean, that is a good play. I'm just gonna say that it was a good play by the Jax. Like, if I pulled up the counter, Jax would have a good play for playing the Jax turn too, and not playing the Stellacorn Herder. Like, that was his only choice to not concede the game immediately, and the opponent didn't have the punish, and now he's in a pretty good position overall. Because I think normally the Jax deck doesn't really like playing Jax on turn 2, if possible. So that they can protect him because he's an important part of the deck. Like, that's the unit you want to get the GA value on, you want to get the Counter-Strike value on. So risking him dying on the opponent's turn 3 while you're tapped out is very bad. But now, yeah, this Jax is really hard to fight into. Oh, he's just got a White Flame Protector? He didn't keep that, right? Or did he? He mulligans First Mate and something else? Interesting. And then, yeah, makes sense. Keep the big unit in the back. We're going +8. Give him the dice, Judge. And then this is a 13 against 7. There's no way the Jax can be able to get up to 13. So this is just going to be a Counter-Strike for taxing, which is good. If we didn't have this White Flame Protector, it would have needed to be On Guard, offer the trade. Or it would probably just have to be Punch first, go in. And then you're risking like a Brutalizer plus something else, but then we have the On Guard, so that's safe. I guess like Brutalizer GA would go to 11 and we On Guard and we win still, so it would still have to be a Counter-Strike that bounces us off. But that would cost an entire Punch first, we wouldn't develop a White Flame Protector, so this is a much more efficient play. And the Poro stays again. Now the Yi has 2 units in play, so he does not need the Poro at all. That is an excess unit, so he does want to convert it into cards, so this makes complete sense. But I do think on the previous turn, the Poro dying for free to the Jax, if the Jax's hand was different, and didn't want to develop Triforce, or some more expensive card with the Counter-Strike, then the Poro could have just died for free. So we are now at 9, and we're going to remove the White Flame Protector. That is really good value. And now we still have to hold up the GA, and I think that's also a Brutalizer. These Jax draws are working out really well. I guess the one thing... This is the one thing, like, with... If this is a challenge in the Yi's hand, then a play they should have gone for, or they could have... Yeah, they probably should have gone for instead. I guess there is GA plus. GA plus Counter-Strike would stop him from doing... Like, he could have gone for Punch first, bounce off the Counter-Strike, then challenge. But if there's a GA plus Counter-Strike, you just lose instantly. Whereas, like, this, you can still make that same attempt on this turn, which is okay. Yeah, so there is the challenge in here, and a charm. Oh, he has a charm, too. When did that charm get drawn? Because if he had that charm last turn, he must have had that charm last turn. Because he just drew a Discipline. If he had that charm as well, he could have burned all of his runes. You go Punch first in, get counter-striked out. Oh wait, then you don't have you don't have anywhere to charm to. No, charm doesn't work. Interesting. Oh yeah, he didn't have an option. So, I mean, we have to just keep fighting into this Jax. Our hand is all spells. White Flame to the Poro BF. He was at 8 exactly. He had exactly 8. He went Poro, Poro, Ruin Runner, White Flame. And if there isn't a second Counter-Strike, like let's say we're still thinking about GA, then we send in Punch first for 10 against 9. GA gets played. We play Discipline. Then we can do Challenge and Charm, and we get rid of this Jax. If this Jax dies, the game is over. Even if we burn all of our runes. There's a Pit Rookie we could play in advance, too. Yeah, and the Pit Rookie saves a pump spell when they equip GA. We're going for the challenge first. Why are we not doing a combat first? Why are we not just attacking? We can just like combat is challenge. Tapping our unit is the same as challenging. Draws a Defy. He does have a Pit Rookie in hand. So he has ended up burning 2 extra runes in a challenge that was unnecessary. I mean, is this playing around a second Counter-Strike? Where this ensures the battlefield gets cleared so that you can... No, this doesn't play around a Counter-Strike. If they have Counter-Strike GA, no matter what, you're not getting this Jax off the board. But he had Brutalizer GA instead. But then, like, again, against Brutalizer GA, if he walks in for the combat, he gets the Jax off the board and just saves an entire challenge and just plays Charm on it. And he saves 2 runes and an entire card. Because now he might actually be... Wait, why did he trade into it? Oh my god, he's damaged by the challenge. He he loses the Ruin Runner too. Alright, yeah, just throwing the game completely. Though to be fair, this first mate plus unit follow-up would still, like, let's say he has 2 more runes, he has a challenge in hand. He gets this Conquer, he's at 5. This Ruin Runner is only just a 5, though, he has no equipment. If Pit Rookie was played, does that change anything? Not really, but it probably should have been played. Then this comes out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, this is interesting. So this Celicorn Herder with all of the equipment would just push the Ruin Runner anyway. Go to 5, he'd hold the 6. He'd have either Challenge or Charm. No, he would just be fucked. Yeah, he's just fucked no matter what. No, yeah, Jax just had the hand with all the gear. Maybe this is a good matchup for Jax. Because it is a lot of one-on-one unit combat. And then the equipment makes the difference. Lucian. Counter-Strike. Opponents on Grove. Alright, what does Jax have? I see a Stellacorn, a Desert's Call, an Akshan, and one other card. A Ruin Runner? I think that card kind of sucks in this matchup, because there's not much that wants to target it. You're just taking combats. Mulligans that, keeps the 2-drop into Stellacorn, hits a second Stellacorn, and then Jax had Counter-Strike, Discipline, Doran's Blade. So you want a hand that can break Grove. So we've got Lucian turn 1, Discipline plus Doran's Blade on turn 2, we can push for 7. And then... if we get hit by Punch first, we're dead, though. He full keeps. Reasonable. Because he could go... no, that taps him out anyway. Doesn't really matter. So we go to Grove. Drop Stellacorn Herder in base. And say this still costs something to push through. Taxing the opponent's turn. And they still don't want to leave their Lucian on the battlefield, so we probably get to walk in for free on the next turn, too. So, Doran's Blade, Jax equip, and then is there a Pit Rookie in hand? Pass. Oh no, yeah, we just have Counter-Strike. And it's not a Pit Rookie, it's a Desert's Call. He also has Desert's Call. Pretty good card. Okay, so we're just holding on the Jax's battlefield, and he draws a Thwonk. Alright. So we could Akshan. I think Akshan has to equip whatever he steals. Yes, he does. Because if we could steal it and then equip it onto the Stellacorn Herder, things would work. We could still steal it and just offer the trade, but if they have anything, we have nothing in our hand. We have one draw off the Stellacorn Herder. At least taxes the opponent another trick, which we're gonna just have to do to get back in here. Burning Runes really early. Okay, I don't like this. No. The only reason to play the Akshan this turn is if you're going to try to fight the Lucian. If you're not going to fight the Lucian, then just walk the Stellacorn here, play the second Stellacorn, just tap out and play some stuff. Give them one Grove draw, and then set up all your Stellacorn Herder draws, and then you go to 8 runes next turn, then you can start trying to do stuff. We're gonna Clockwork Keeper draw. Okay, no, we're just conceding the game. We have no runes. Doing the Aurelia thing of burning all our runes while drawing infinite cards. And we can't play any of them. Alright, is it possible to hold here? Counter-Strike's good enough to hold still. It's a bit risky, though. An opponent, I mean, this is the thing, too. An uncasted Stelicorn Herder is going to draw as many cards as the Grove holding. It's like he could have just set up a second one and said, you can have Grove. Congrats. I'm going to play a Stelicorn Herder and a Clockwork Keeper and not draw a card. I'm going to draw 2 extra cards per turn to your 1. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you develop ever, I'm going to push you on Grove. And I'm going to threaten Grove again and give you cancer with my Jacks. What's up, Leon TFT? So what do you do now that your opponent is misplayed and you're the Lucian? You could pull your Lucian back, or you could like put Jax on the battlefield, pull Lucian back. You could leave Lucian on the battlefield, play Jax in base, hold up Counter-Strike either way. That's fine. Like, the thing with Counter-Strike is it's going to be telegraphed. Your opponent's going to attack with Akshan first by himself, force the Counter-Strike, bounce off, and then if they have a pump for the Clockwork Keeper, then they could push in. Against Jax, they would need punch first or 2 pump spells, whereas against Lucian, they would just need 1. You have to stay on this battlefield, though. That's the problem. You have to stay on this battlefield, you have to hold up Counter-Strike at minimum, which limits your options a lot. How is my pre-rift? Quite good. Got Overnumbered Diana, Altart Baron, Altart Vi. Just do a Poro. Hold up 5. So this does hold up Counter-Strike plus Discipline, which is decent. Oh my god. Imagine the spot, though, if he just saved on the Akshan. Like, imagine if his board is 8 runes and a Stelicorn Herder. And then this Doran's Blade is still here. Like, imagine that. Then the Jax player is so pressured, he probably has to play his Jax. Then you Akshan steal and get to push in on the Lucian. I mean, I guess then you're pushing with a Stelicorn Herd. That's still kind of garbage. But you're drawing so many cards, you'll draw into a trick. So you like push in, play a trick, they Counter-Strike, you bounce off, you play a second trick. There's the trick. But now he has 5 runes. I think the Jax player probably should have... the Jax is an important card. Because the problem is Stelicorn Herder is matching Grove Draw. But he does have the rune advantage, so this is okay. Like, this Poro still puts a bit of pressure on the Stelicorn Herder. I mean, the Stelicorn Herder is always moving. So no, this Poro puts no pressure on. There's no quick draw threat, so you just send in Akshan by himself. That forces a Counter-Strike, forces D-Ramp. And then after that, you can think about attacking with the Clockwork Keeper. And this is still a precarious situation for the Jax. If there's a Defy for his Counter-Strike, he's dead anyway. Oh, we got a first mate. Okay, this game's just over. Game 3. This is Aspirin's climb, but it doesn't matter. Steals the Triforce. Aurelia forces all of the pumps. Play for the hold. Tiana Crown Guard? Motherfucker. There's no tank there, and he's tapped out. Okay, you just pick her off. And there's only one Triforce. Oh, she has a GA. That's fine. She's... Oh, no, that's not fine. Wait, why did he do this? Now, you can tell, you know she has a GA, right? And she's not backline? Can we just gank our Yi across, strip the GA, and then kill her? Properly? Are we just gonna throw the game again? No, no, we have 2 punch first. Okay, sure. Sure. It's a brutalizer he's thinking about mulliganing? That's really surprising on Sunken Temple. Mulligan to brutalizer while he didn't have a turn 1 play? Yeah, I don't get it. Didn't see the other card he mulliganed, but he was mulliganing for a turn 1 play, and he had one in hand. Alright, what was the Ease mulligan? Lonely Poro, Thwonk, Discipline... Desert's Call? Challenge. Challenge. Alright, what is the second card? Don't think it's ever visible. Alright, whatever. Yeah, in that previous game, Jax probably needed to just play as Jackson base. I mean, he's dead to just everything. Even with what the play that the made, he's still dead to everything. Hey, Twid G, thanks for the Prime sub. What did he mulligan away? Wonk. Challenge? This deck's gonna be so much stronger with back off. It's crazy. So much stronger with back off. Holy shit. Though the repeat has some value. Wonder if it's ever worth it to defy this Desert Skull repeated. Probably not. If you were going first, and this was their turn 2 and they missed turn 1, then it'd be worth it. But going second, it's not fast enough. Alright, this Poro is unpushable. If only we had a Brutalizer. That might help a little bit. It would already be in play. We just pay 1 and equip it to a Sand Soldier and send it. That'd be pretty good. That would take a Thwonk immediately. And we'd be able to develop a Jax too. Instead, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, actually? We're playing Jax. Okay. We're gonna give ye both battlefields. I wish we had a Brutalizer. Let me go. I need to confirm that that was a Brutalizer that got mulligan 246. That's a brutalizer. Alright, what do we do as the Yi? We have a charm, but we don't have anything big enough to get rid of the jacks. We just pass with all our runes up? No, we don't want to play Auction. We've got Punch first, Thwonk. Are we playing the Auction? We doing? Do we have a? If we have a Discipline in hand, we could Charm Discipline, but we need to. God, we're gonna get Punch firsted on. Does he have a Punch first? He doesn't even have a Punch first in his hand. He could let that go through and go for Punch first on the jacks, and then they have to have a Punch first just to trade. I don't think that Defy is correct. Because if you both play Punch first, then they have to play another Pump. They end up with 2 runes maximum left over. And then I'm assuming we have something in our hand. Oh no, we don't have anything in our hand that does anything useful. So what, we're going to use this Punch first to break into one battlefield? Define and On Guard. Now we get Thwonked? Wait, really? We're not going to use Thwonk on that? Don't like that, giving the Sunken Temple draw as well. We we skipped our entire turn to hold up runes and we didn't use them all. And I guess Thwonk to protect a Poro, but it's denying the Sunken Temple. Did we not have enough to punish the jacks on the battlefield either? They had 2 runes left over? Okay. I mean, it's crazy because Jax would have won the game if he punch firsted on that charm. Well, I guess he gets stuck on Vile Maws. Let's see what happens. He punch first, he actually conquers. He goes 2 points to 3. The Poro will end up holding against him. Which is annoying. We've gone through every single pump. We've got 2 Auctions in hand. Could go for Yi. Hold up punch first. What do we got? 5 points. So Yi would put us to 6. Could stack the Stellacorn Herder with him. And then when they go into trade with the Stellacorn Herder, we punch first it. We end up with 14. They would quick draw out a Brutalizer. That's not great. I mean, them trading with the Stellacorn, no, we would just leave the Stellacorn in base. Yeah, there's no point drawing a card. So, like, Yi onto the battlefield, hold up 1 rune for punch first. Seems fine. There is some kind of a dynamic between punch first where it's better for the player that punched first on their own turn slightly. Yeah, this Stellacorn Herder move is bad. It's better to just keep it in base, because you're not adding real might to this battlefield, you're just getting traded off by a first mate. It's very fake. Does look like Jax outscales E, if he had any equip. Oh, if only there was a brutalizer. So you could GA, and then what though? We're gonna GA and send everything in here. We'll trade punch firsts. And let's say it was a Yi by himself for just 8. The same play would be necessary. And the Stellacorn Herder would just get to live in base and draw its card on a later turn. Like, if we didn't have the punch first, then maybe we try to draw for the punch first or something. But it's just dead now. If we just have a Stellacorn Herder alive, we win this game easily, no? Died for free. Might just win anyway, I guess. Because Jack's lost everything. And we still are both holding a punch first. Each. Now we can just push the Vile Lair. What? Let me punch first anyway. And then we're not going to stack the battlefield. And then we win anyway. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Cheer the interview.
So it's nice to be Sukso.
Yeah, I mean, and you did such an incredible performance. You played an incredible game or match altogether. Game 1, obviously a little rough. Giant Jax, couldn't really deal with it. But I think games 2 and 3, you really proved why maybe Master Yi is still kind of the winner of those domains right now, because your list is really, really interesting. Our casters kind of talked about it. We were kind of talking about it beforehand. But you're not playing things like Trinity Force that we saw a little have success in last week. You instead have a huge spell and sort of buff focus, which is similar to how this deck played in Origins a little, but it's really worked out for you. You both get to play these cards like Akshan, and you get to win off of them, and they're over here just having to steal back the equipment.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And I went 4-2. I was playing two Trinity Forces. A lot
of when I talked to them, and they made
about 6 points to 5. Jax has been able.
Oh, they actually, these are the deck lists. Alright, we got Hook Darius, Warcamp, Seat of Power, Monastery of Harana with 3 Rally of the Troops only. So you have some kind of sideboard plan to get more buffs in? Oh, and Glory Seekers. Okay. Sure. Forerunner, 1 Mixologist. We're on 8 2-drops with Broker. I like Broker. And the rest of it looks fine. Only 1 Death Grip. This deck has no combat tricks. I don't think I like the Rally the Troops. I think you need more Death Grips or more Cleaves. Because you were going to faceplant your attacks way too often, or have to overcommit attacks into tricks. 1 Stratagem I also would prefer if that was just an Under Titan. I like Under Titan a lot more. And what's the Yi got? This guy's got Triforce, Orange Fiora. That's going to be useless in the matchup. 3 Punch first. That's going to be disgusting in the matchup because this Darius deck has nothing that can beat it. 1 Thwonk. I think that's reasonable. I think that card's worse in multiples. Main deck Akshan. That's going to be able to steal Hook, maybe. 3 Discipline, 3 On Guard, 3 Punch first. The Aurelias. 2 GA, Forge of the Fluffed. Is this the Leal list? Because I remember the Leal list had Forge with 2 pieces of equipment. Or no, it had GA too, but still. That's very limited value. I feel like if you're going to play Forge, and this is game 1 Forge of the Fluffed, you should be 3 Trinity Force game 1. At least. At least be on 3 Trinity Force game 1. Because the card's disgusting with Forge. And then might as well make it 3 GA too. And then you can cut those down in sideboarding. What the hell? Are we in... Weird. We are just on, very late turn all of a sudden. Just time skip. The Trifarian War Camp is the strongest battlefield for Darius. Very difficult to beat because it buffs the hooks, and it also just buffs the swarm of units, so you can set up stupid holds like this. There's no White Flame Protector in the Yeez deck either. So they... I mean, Aurelia has a chance to push this, but that's it. 2 Aurelias. Lonely Poro, and we are just letting the Stellacorn Herder die. Alright. Oh wait, no, we have infinite on guards in our hand, and a punch first? Okay, this thing is not dying. What are we doing then as the Darius? We got 8 runes. So we can hook Captain, Matron it back. Keep stacking for a while. But if we don't hit this, if we don't get rid of this Stellacorn Herder, things suck. The problem is, we need to trigger this Darius. We don't have any cheap ways to do it. And if we commit too much, they're just going to punch first us. If we have, like, if we have 1 rune left when this Darius goes in, which we won't even have 1, we're done. Which means the Stellacorn Herder is going to get 2 more draws. Which means the Yi is going to get enough resources with these Aurelias to be able to push through a Trifarian War Camp stack, potentially. Okay, the Yi just takes the trade. He has 3 on guards in hand. Interesting. Maybe that's a good play by the Darius, to just send it and bluff your opponent out. You literally lose the game to any pump spell. And they don't want to play on guard because they get out-traded by Cleave. And they don't want to play punch first, I guess because they get hit by a second Hidden Blade or something, I don't even know. Hit a Mixologist. Unfortunately, we don't have anything in position to score. That is something interesting. We could have hooked the Xin. No, we don't have anything in base either. We'd have to move. We'd have to hook the Xin, move 2 units back to base, drop Matron, pick him up, get him into here to get point parity. Oh, we're already behind on points. No, there's not even a point doing that. Let's just play the Matron, get all of the units in play, and build. We've got a lot of time. I mean, honestly, no, because you lose the trade. But if they're offering that trade to you, I feel like, would they actually hold a Cleave back and sacrifice their Darius for the trade? Because they could, if they had a Cleave in hand, they could play any card, attack with the Darius, and then Cleave him. And just get to 10, and then they're safe against punch first. I don't think Darius can have a Cleave in hand and offer that trade. I don't think that's possible, so that Yi definitely should have played on guard. That Actron should not be on a battlefield. That is asking to get killed by a Xin or a second Darius. I mean, he has stuff to protect it, but we're just gonna dump everything in here. Why? How big is this Aurelia? 10, 21. So we're killing... That's 10. We're not even killing, we're killing like half of this battlefield. I guess this is one funny thing. If the Akshan dies this turn, the hook gets given back and it's still tapped. Because it never got to see an untap step for a full turn cycle. Pull out. So the Yi gets to 6, but at least we get our Draven to be big. The Yi gets to pull out and develop. The Yi decides to go to 7 points. What? Why are we putting ourselves on the defense? Did he recycle a rune? On his own Forge of the Fluff, he recycles a rune to equip Triforce. At 6-0. And we're just going to get thwonked out because this Darius has no tricks or anything useful.
Yeah,
The actual judge call is
no,
for.
the judges are doing their job. We're doing our job, which is rampant speculation in the booth.
Completely uninformed guesses and misinformation, but I can only imagine because, again, with Thwonk stunning the units, they're not dealing combat damage, so the only real question is what kind of combat damage is being done, and I think, yeah, with the...
Oh, he's asking if he can, if the Mixologist has to die, but you can just choose to deal damage to the Draven. I guess, no, he had Thwonk in his hand, so that's the correct choice by the... Just the recycling of rune instead of using Forge of the Fluff was silly, and so was putting Akshan on the battlefield was also very silly. But I don't think this Darius deck can win, to be honest, without combat tricks. Like, he just lost on his best battlefield. Obviously, we didn't see what happened in the early game. Okay, he has the absolute nut draw. I can't believe the orange Fioras are still in the deck. What the fuck is in his sideboard? What? They didn't show sideboard. This is a 3 and a power 3 might unit with no ability. So that is a 6. We can send 7 very easily over it. And then stack. Grand Stratagem, that's useless. Unfortunately, when we send 7, they're going to kill the Hopeful, so our Matron doesn't have a target. I'm assuming this is a Hidden Blade. I don't think he had any other hidden cards. So probably you send 7 in here. You get the Seed of Power draw. You see what that is. Hopefully it's something useful. If it's not, you Hidden Blade this token. Draw into something useful, hopefully. And then you stack on the Seed of Power. You're at 4 points to the opponent's 1. And they're on 5 runes with a Fiora and a Lonely Poro. And they can't even punish you stacking on Seed of Power. And that card got hidden with the seal, so that was good value. Draven. That's... Like, the thing is, the E is going to force this Hidden Blade on their next turn, no matter what. Like, one of these units is going to walk into this recruit, and we don't have enough to be able to stack both battlefields, because then the Poor will be able to go in and trade off one unit, and then Fiora will actually be able to double. So there's no point playing into that, so you should just Hidden Blade the recruit and take... Instead, we're just going to give away everything for free to the E. Why? Like, this is also giving Defy value to the Yi, where they have a Defy target, when the only other Defy target they've seen at this point is Rally the Troops. And we're giving the Fiora value, and we're giving Seat of Power value. We just give everything back to the Yi. Yep, gets defied. Seat of Power draw, and now they're just going to hold on us. They're not going to hold on us? Okay. That thing goes to 10 when it doubles. GA post charm. Alright. Streaming again more than I let him back? No, I'm too busy practicing. Alan is on vacation this weekend, I think. We draw and accelerate. I mean, whatever, this game is over. I don't know what the hell Fiora is doing in this deck still. Like, maybe that's a reasonable meta call, where Fiora matches up well against Aurelia. Doesn't match up great against Draven. Doesn't match up great against... I don't know what the Fiora is for. I mean, I guess it's good in the Ymir. Good in the Ymir against Aurelia. And then bad against everything else. Yeah, I don't think it's a good card. Yeah, like, it could be a sideboard card. Mulligans both GAs. Sure, he has nothing worth GA in his hand. Fiora is still in his fucking deck, man. Why? Why? Alright, let's go double unit turn 1. Hell yeah, we got the double unit turn 1. Unfortunately, it's a Glory Seeker that's not getting a buff, so ripped Monastery. Charmed Rhino card is nice? True. Ambush is pretty strong, too. Alright, time to sit on this grove with literally fucking everything. Okay, our hand's fucking garbage. What do we do? This hook isn't even good. What do we do? What do we do? We can do a Hidden Blade and a Draven on Grove, plus the Hopeful is 9, so they have to have Defy, Punch first, and another Pump spell. Yu-Gi-Oh? What about Yu-Gi-Oh? That's probably the best play here. I mean, the odds are a bit higher than normal because the Yi missed their 2-drop. So their hand could very easily be full of spells. And is there another option? You could just play Darius in base and pass. And then the Yi will start sitting on Grove and maybe even hold up Thwonk repeat. Then we have Hidden Blade. I mean, we have the Hidden Blade, which answers Thwonk, which means that we can attack into this Auction on the next turn. So if you want to, but if you're avoiding the risk, then we're saying they have, like, the only reason you avoid the risk is if you're thinking that they have the Punch First, Pump, Defy, and if they have that, then you can send 11 before the Darius trigger into Grove, which loses to Punch First Discipline, and then when you try to play Hidden Blade, and you're probably going to play Hidden Blade set to trigger the Darius, probably won't even be able to trigger the Darius without it, or without tapping out to not be able to play Hidden Blade. So you'll have 6 runes next turn, plus the Darius trigger, so you'll have 7. So you could draw into something that triggers the Darius, and then you send 13, and then you offer the trade, but then Thwonk Defy beats you. So you should go for it. So it should be Glory Seeker to the Monastery, Hopeful to Grove, Draven on Grove, hide a Hidden Blade, and then that should be able to hold. That burns a lot of runes, though, so then they're going to send Auction over the Glory Seeker, develop in base, maybe they just have a Ruin Runner, and then you're going to have 10 Might, you're going to have 5 runes again. Your hook is still going to suck. You could drop a Darius there. Go to 15. I mean, that holds. You just keep throwing bodies on the Grove, and you're going to have 2 draws. Yeah, I like this play. This gives the best chance. So it looks like this is just going to be kill the Glory Seeker second Auction. Now we're going to charm. Oh, we can charm in the Draven. That triggers the Hidden Blade. Now hopefully we draw something that can hold. Ooh, an Aurelia. Okay, that's going to be very good at pushing. Did he get his hold trigger? Did he draw for turn? So he played 2 cards from hand on turn 1, 2 cards from hand on turn 2, drew 2 back with the Hidden Blade. So he should have 4. So hold on. Turn 1 he's at 5, goes down to 3. Turn 2 he's at 4, goes down to 2, goes back up to 4. So he should have 6 cards in hand. So he missed his draw for turn, because he did declare the Grove draw, and he missed his draw for turn, and the judge should point that out. Unless he missed the Grove trigger, and then the judge shouldn't point it out. But if he took that draw as his Grove draw, then you can't miss your draw for turn. And that's just going to be potentially game losing. Honest Broker, Zinzao. Looks like he has no chance of holding anyway. Alright, the game's over now. You're not pushing any of this shit. You have to stratagem to push this. Opponent goes to 6. And if they risk their units... Yeah, they pull back their better units. Yep. Pull back the Aurelia. Grand Stratagem still needs to get used to push this. Yeah, game's over. Harukaze. I recognize that name from somewhere. Don't remember where. What is the mulligan? Defiant Dance, Zonya's Stellacorn, and some card that I couldn't tell what it was. I'm not so fast? Okay, looks like I'm not so fast. He's going second, which does make this curve a lot. I mean, he's probably just going to go Zonya's into Aurelia. Wait on the Stellacorn, take Sunken Temple draws. Then not so fast is not great, but probably doesn't have room to sideboard it out. Did they show the Fiora mulligan? No. Okay. If you play the Fiora directly to War Camp, you don't get to become mighty, do you? I'm surprised that he didn't go to Sunken Temple. Yeah, this is never correct. This is never correct. Because what's going to happen here is I mean, first of all, he just sacrificed the ramp. Second of all, he's going to end up on Sunken Temple, and that's where Aurelia wants to fight him. Because then there's no Trifarian War Camp buff on his units. And that's where if the Aurelia wins the combat, she gets a draw. If he went Sea Monkey here, Fiora base, then on his next turn he'd be able to walk Fiora here, get a ramp, stack on the War Camp, Fiora would be active without anything else. Stack his second Fiora there, maybe hold up 2 runes for a post. This is 12 defending against an Aurelia that's at 6. So they need multiple pump spells. You can riposte one of them. They can't counter riposte with anything other than hard bargain. And then things are great. And instead, I don't know what the hell we're doing. Like, we could have even played this, if we want to, I mean, there's no reason, if we want the Sea Monkey with the stack, we could do that and just sacrifice a point. But we could still play Fiora in base and then have her walk onto the War Camp on the next turn. Because Aurelia is not doing anything on this turn. This is Aurelia pass. Okay, it's Stellacorn Herder pass. Even worse. So we're just down a point and they're going to Stellacorn Herder all over us. And our Fiora is still going to be in a shit position. We just pass the turn. What? Okay. This game's over. This game was lost on turn 2. And if it wasn't, this Fiora should have won it 10 times over. Like, this should have been an unlosable game for Fiora. And he threw it in the trash. Alright, real match. Pull up the misplay counter. Yeah, Colin is a bit of a Chad. Lucian versus Set. Not the kind of matchup expected. But pretty sick. Is Fiora a fraud? I don't know, maybe there just aren't any good Fiora players. But also might just be a fraud deck. Don't get to see any mulligans? Alright, fine. The misplay counter. It's necessary. Alright. Sea Monkey, Lucian. The annoying thing is you want to score points to be ahead of the Lucian, because he's going to score 1 point per turn for the rest of the game. But if you go on the battlefield and even try to stack, he's just going to play some equipment and push you. So you can't do that. Lucian is quite good at going second. I mean, assuming you don't have, like, a charm or a challenge or some other backline removal to just kill him, or a call to weak. Then you're happy. Though the Lucian deck does play 3 Lucians, so they can recover. Alright, we go in. What do we got? We got a Skyfall to equip. We sure do. So what do we do about this as set? If we got challenge, Olin does only have 2 in his deck. He's really good at drawing them, I gotta say. I feel like he should have 3 because that card's really good. And every single time it showed up, it was really good. But I guess he drew it plenty with only 2. Does he actually have... I guess he could have like a... Like, Pit Rookie Challenge would be okay. Without that, things are a bit tough. Doesn't look like he has any buff source for his yellow set. Because that's his other ideal setup, is just to stack a battlefield and hold it. We got Showstopper Sabotage. We do have Challenge. So we could do a Kinku Monk Challenge. We could do Fiora Conquer, Kinku Monk buff, Challenge, Trade, save the Fiora. We're burning 3 runes. Fiora ends up in base, send the Sea Monkey in, spend the buff to draw. Readying set, which doesn't matter at all. Is there a different order we can do things in? We could... Kinku Monk, send in... Is there any value? I guess we want the Sea Monkey to end up on the Forge. Okay, so we Kinku Monk, we send Fiora to the Monastery, we spend the Sea Monkey buff. If we draw Call to Glory, we can Call to Glory challenge the Lucian. That's fucking expensive, too. Yeah, so probably this challenge is just not looking good this turn. But if we're not using challenge, we're not using Kinku Monk this turn, because we need to save the Kinku Monk for our yellow set. I mean, it's not a terrible result. You end up with Fiora in base, Kinku Monk in base, Sea Monkey standing on the Forge. You're at 2 points to 1. They have a Poro that they're going to have to equip to push over your Sea Monkey, which taxes them and denies them Forge of the fluffed value. But you burn 3 runes in the process. But they're also down, like, their Poro is just going to be a 4 on the battlefield. I mean, it depends. They have 7 runes, so they got a lot of stuff they can do. Tear apart your games. When did you play on stream, Frosty? Was it in... When did you play on stream, actually? Round 10? Alright. We'll do it. We'll see if we get there, because this match is probably gonna take a while. We'll see, though. So, I mean, that's not a terrible result, but it depends on the Lucian's hand. Like, what info do we have on the Lucian's hand? Not much. They basically... I mean, they play Lucian turn 1 every time. No hand info. We didn't see how many cards got mulliganed. And then they went equipment plus Poro. They could easily have a Triforce in hand. That's fucking scary. Like, we could make a very passive play. We're probably what we need to do is play Sabotage if we're not getting rid of this Lucian, to try to get rid of a Triforce. Because if we don't Sabotage now and they have the Triforce, the game's kind of over. So it might be like yellow set Sabotage, go to 6 runes next turn, and then go for the Kinku Monk challenge, where our set's going to be enormous and be able to challenge off the Lucian. That's a reasonable line. Even if we kill... But if we kill the Lucian, then the combo becomes less scary, because then they spend most of their time developing it and equipping it on the Poro. They're probably not even going to do that. So then we're kind of safe. But yeah, back to the hand information. This is basically a perfect curve for the Lucian. Is there anything else they could have done differently? Maybe they play a Kaisa instead of setting this up? Maybe. Probably not, honestly. Is there anything else they would do? Not really. I mean, if they had a Bone Shiver, but I don't think Lucians play Bone Shivers anymore. So there's like 0 hand info other than the mulligan. They could have anything. Is there like 2-drop info? I don't know what 2-drop Lucian plays. Like maybe if they had hit rookie, they would have played that instead of the Poro. They probably save it as a trick. So there's 0 info. But there's 2 lines to choose from. It's either the one where you end up with, you play the Kinku Monk, challenge off the Lucian, rescue Fiora, and end up with the Sea Monkey on the Forge. That's really aggressive. The other one is Sabotage Set, and then next turn Kinku Monk challenge. And hopefully the Sabotage takes away Triforce, or shows you that there is no Triforce to worry about. The issue with that line is that then they're going to get to 2 points first. They're going to just have 7 runes. They're going to be completely free to develop whatever the hell they want. If they have a pit rookie, they could convert that into a card with the Monastery. They could set up a Forerunner if they wanted to. So it's very passive. Like, that is one thing that's nice, is the Kinku Monk challenge line does pressure them on Forerunner. They'll probably still send the Poro into here and drop Forerunner, but then you have a point tempo advantage over the Forerunner, and that's kind of okay. I mean, is there something... You still have Showstopper available. And I guess another play you could make, you could play set Showstopper him and then challenge. No, you can't do that. That costs 7. What am I talking about? But you still have Showstopper available as a buff generator. And you get a draw off the Monastery. Showstopper's free, true. I'm going to score both battlefields. Kinku Monk like this. So we're not going to take the draw sacrificing the Sea Monkey buff. What's the reason for that? If we sacrifice the Sea Monkey buff, they could trade the Poro in and attack for 6. Makes sense. So we're going to try holding immediately. I didn't even think of this line. I'm not a set player. So what does this do? This Fiora is just a wall. This is... I mean, they can still just push into it with any piece of equipment. I mean, they can push either of these with any piece of equipment. And we're playing for Hidden Blade. That's our plan. We're playing for Hidden Blade. Okay. If they have Triforce, what happens to us? Let's just say just Triforce. They play it, they equip it to Lucian. He swings in for 9. He gets Hidden Bladed. They spend 1 more, so they have 2 runes remaining. Equip onto the Poro. It can swing for 8. It can swing for 8, but Call to Glory is an issue. Okay. We're safe against Bryn here, unless it's Bryn here Cleave. Okay. Yep, I see it. What do we got? 2 Relentless Pursuits, a Punch First. Looks like a Doran's Blade, maybe? 2 Doran's Blades. That's 9. After a Call to Glory, that's annoying. And then the Fiora gets ganking too, yeah. No, this is a nice setup. This is way better than either of my lines. Hey, Yuki. Damn, that's annoying. Fuck. Didn't even think of this. It's way better. And then you're set up for yellow set Showstopper follow-up too. Even after you burn 2 runes, 1 on the Hidden Blade, 1 on the save. Ooh, we're over-equipping. Judge. Make him flip those over. Because he has punch first. Why did he double equip? He has punch first in hand to be safe against opponent's punch first. Is there? Wait, there's not even double orange. There's no punch first threat. There's no punch first threat. So why did he need to send 12 here? Double Call to Glory would be fine. One Call to Glory spending the monkey. I guess one Call to Glory spending Fiora? That's not good. Ah, you know what he should have done? He should have double equipped on the Poro. Because the thing with Call to Glory is it spends one of the buffs. So as soon as that gets spent, you can take the Poro trade and then follow up with Lucian. That would have been the better play here. Alright, Colin gets a good play. Sam gets a misplay. Call to Glory just fucks all the math up. But yeah, there's no way this play was correct. I like sending the Poro first with both Doran's Blades if you're going to double equip. You go in for 8. Let's say Call to Glory gets played, spending the monkey's buff on targeting the monkey. You kill the monkey. Then you can equip 1 Doran's onto Lucian. I mean, I guess you're cooked by Call to Glory plus Hidden Blade. But you're cooked by that anyway. I mean, I guess you can triple equip onto this Poro now and swing in. And that's for 11 against 7, so you're safe against Call to Glory. So you do that, the Poro's an 8. These get pushed off. And then this is an 8. They just Call to Glory on their own turn and send the Fiora into you. Yeah, no, you're just, like, I don't think you can beat Call to Glory Hidden Blade. I don't think... Oh, you hold up 2 runes? Hold on. You hold up 2 runes. After all equips. So you burn 3 more. You tap 1. Hold up Relentless Pursuit. They play Call to Glory, offer the trade. You Relentless Pursuit across. That's not really beating it. I don't think that's beating... Even if you have 1 more rune. Like, let's say you just end up with 3 runes remaining, your Relentless Pursuit, you have 4 runes. I mean, it depends on what the Hidden Blade draws you. But yeah, no matter what... Actually, no, wait. No, what you do, you double equip Poro, you send it in. That's 8. They Call to Glory, spending monkey buff on monkey. You Relentless Pursuit. Poro to Fiora. And then... If they Call to Glory the Fiora, she ends up at 8, and it's trading, and that's really bad for the set, so we can't do that. You don't take the Skyfall, you do that. If they Hidden Blade the Poro, they're fucked. Because then Lucian clears all of this, they burned a ton of runes, and Lucian ends up being the one that survives. So then there's no Fiora gank issue. If they don't, if they play Call to Glory, the trade goes through, and then your Lucian just wipes up here. And that's 2 Call to Glories, and then I guess they could have a Hidden Blade on top of it. Because you could, when you Relentless Pursuit, grab the Skyfall from Lucian. But that's an extra equip costs. Well, no, then the Poro is always going to push the Fiora off, but then the Fiora is going to get saved. I think you're overcommitting, because you still need the Lucian to... No, I guess your Lucian's never going to be able to push in here. So they played a Call to Glory. You play a Relentless Pursuit and you double equipped on the Poro. You hit into the Fiora. I guess no, if they play a Call to Glory on the Fiora, that's good for you. So they should not do that. They'll just let the Fiora die, or let her lose the combat, save her. And then you'll have a Fiora with double Doran's Blade, or a Poro with double Doran's Blade here. You'll be at 2. Lucian in base. We burned 3 runes. And a Relentless Pursuit. So we'll have 1 rune left, which can go towards Punch first. It's still not great. But that is, I mean, they spend Call to Glory. Let's just say the Hidden Blade is switched with Call to Glory, so the Call to Glory gets used here. And then there's a set Showstopper that goes into the Poro. So that's 7 to 6. And then you basically have to punch first. You get Hidden Bladed. You have 4 runes on the next turn. You might not even have enough orange to equip to the Lucian fully. They pull out of the other battlefield. They're at 4 points. They have set... Oh no, if they save the Fiora, they can't do set Showstopper Hidden Blade. So they have to have their own punch first. So let's say they have, I mean, that's an insane hand. Call the Glory set, or Call the Glory Showstopper punch first. Those are his last 3 cards, I think. Let's see, 1... Yeah, he has 3 cards in hand right now, and then 1 more draw. So that'd be an insane hand. If they don't have the punch first, then their Showstopper fails. They have to rescue the set. They just burn 3 runes. They have to pull out of the battlefield. They're at 3. You hold to 3. Lucian in and out's 4. And then you're in a quite good position. Because then you can keep holding with the Poro and try to do some Relentless Pursuit stuff. I mean, at least it's not set 1. In set 1, it was even worse, trying to figure out set math with the Kaisa matchup. That was a nightmare. I remember watching the tournament that Colin won. And just, I think a lot of the things that or what? Like, a lot of the first initial impressions or initial thoughts I had were just wrong, and I had to think more deeply about things with Call to Glory involved. And just set rescues involved. But yeah, I mean, this is just incorrect. If Hidden Blade didn't exist, this is fine. Because then this is playing around Call to Glory stuff. But Hidden Blade exists, and I think the game is just over. Because now whichever battlefield you push, you're going to get counter-pushed on. Unless you triple equip. Like you have to triple equip, push into this battlefield, and then the Poro can hold against the set Showstopper. But then we're also down to 2 runes. And opponent's still ahead on point tempo, and we have nothing else set up. I think he drew a challenge. What did he draw? And I don't know what that other card is. Facial Express and say a ton? Yeah. I mean, you could triple equip, attack here if they save the monkey, then you Relentless Pursuit over here. So the monkey can't get saved, so you kill both of these. He goes to 3. Probably just, like, pulls back and develops. Can Lucian operate on no runes? I mean, if he has a unit with all the equipment on it, and that unit never dies, I think so. Especially with a hand like this, with the challenge. He could also triple equip, push the Fiora, and then challenge her off. But I don't think that's worth it. I think it's better to push into the Forge. Maybe the monkey gets saved. The monkey's never going to get saved. But here you're killing real stuff and you're denying the set legend value. And I think that's very valuable. And then you're holding up... Oh, no, you're not even holding up Punch first. Oh, God. No, but you're holding up Relentless Pursuit, so it's fine. Yeah, I think triple equip push into here, and you're not completely dead, but it's not a good spot. I think those draws are really good for him. If he drew into some units, he'd be fucked, because he's not going to have any runes this game. But he drew cards that are very useful. Wait, 4 cards in hand? Oh no, he played 1 card a turn. No, he played 1 card a turn, so yeah, 4 cards in hand. Oh, he mistapped. He can't equip again. Wait, why did he mistap? Wait, why is he recycling like this? Oh, this is a misplay. He could tap this orange rune. I mean, assuming he wants a triple equip. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what he actually does with this play. He might have been playing challenge or something. Assuming he wanted to triple equip and hold up 2 runes for the opponent's turn, or hold up 2 runes in general. Oh yeah, Relentless Pursuit is weird. We can do this. Why did he... No, this is still a misplay. He could have 1 more rune floating, because he could have equipped both Doran's Blades. Unless this is some kind of orange math. This might be some kind of orange math. He doesn't have 1 floating. Okay, let's continue. So he's going to clear both battlefields out. This is a swing for 11. Monkey has to die. Yeah, I think this turn would have played out way better. This turn would have played out significantly better if he had double equipped on the Poro and sent that first. Unless it's against... I mean, I guess against Call to Glory Hidden Blade, this play is better against that 2-card combo. 3 runes up? No, because he used 1 to equip the Skyfall. But he did save an orange rune like this, which does give him better odds of hitting an orange rune for punch first, so this is fine. And I guess you get Call to Glory on. You Relentless Pursuit. No, yeah, I mean, the way this turned out... But with the... Okay. Honestly, maybe this is fine. I'm not sure. It seemed like he didn't expect the Hidden Blade. And he overplayed into it. I think he probably could have gotten away with a Lucian attack for 9. Because if the monkey gets Call to Glory, you can take the trade. And if the Fiora spends the buff to Call to Glory, then you can Relentless Pursuit across and take the value. But maybe you have to clear the battlefield out anyway. But you can Relentless Pursuit... Hold on. Single equip. Relentless Pursuit to here. They Call to Glory. They go to 9. You Relentless Pursuit to the Fiora. Take the last Doran's Blade. Kill the Fiora. Ready and pounce back. And then you can push in for 12. And if they use the monkey for Call to Glory, then what do you do? Then it sucks. Okay, maybe it was just fine. Or at least this was the play that was safe against Call to Glory plus Hidden Blade. Okay. What do you do as set? Do you know that there's no Triforce? You don't know that, especially with fresh draws. What would happen with a Triforce involved? I'm not sure. This is a bit of a stalemate, where whoever goes on the battlefield first is going to get blown out. Sam doesn't have any more units, and Colin doesn't have any buffs. Hmm. Can tell that I've never played either of these decks. I didn't realize that Relentless Pursuit play was possible after the Lucian died. Could have easily realized that faster. And then saving the orange makes sense because he doesn't need to hold up in a ruin. Yeah, you just don't have to deal with it. I mean, that is the thing, is like, if you're playing a meta deck, you just don't have to deal with it. All of these tricks. So the question is, do you need to sabotage this turn? You probably do, because if you don't, they could just play Triforce, stay in base. And then next turn, there's a whole lot of bullshit that can happen to you. Hey, thanks for the prime, Frosty. We're showstoppering. What? Oh, this gets us to 4? These are the kinds of plays that only I thought I was capable of. What is the plan with this? We're doing it to score 1 point and get a buff. That seems strange, but I need to see how the rest of this plays out to tell whether or not that's a good play. That doesn't seem like good value. I don't know. 1 and a power, score a point, get a buff. That's not even bad, especially when your units are smaller and Showstopper's never going to be able to give you just a I go fight you thing. Or accelerate a unit out thing. Like, if the Lucian's not on triple gear, triple equipment, then Showstopper could be like, playset Showstopper into a smaller thing. But there is no smaller thing. Did it need to get played this turn? Maybe not. Because next turn he could have done the same thing where he Showstoppers in, ganks across and stacks. And it doesn't change any of the math because it's still 1 and a power, so he ends up with the same number of runes available next turn, where it's going to be 5 runes, other than the Showstopper if he doesn't play it this turn, plays it next turn. But it denies some information from the opponent. I mean, if you think that you're going to get sabotaged and the Showstopper gets taken, then you need to play it now, but I don't think it will. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Need to see Sam's hand. I think Sam has a challenge. Oh, I see. This generates a buff to play around challenge. That's what this is for. So now he has the Call to Glory to trade with challenge if challenge gets played. If he didn't do this, then challenge is completely free on the set with only 1 rune open. There's nothing that can save him. Yeah, Call to Glory just messes everything up for me. Does that mean that Sam can read that there's a Call to Glory in Colin's hand, where Colin would not make this play without a Call to Glory? No, because he could just make this play anyway, because it's a play that he's going to make either this turn or next turn. And because it represents Call to Glory, you should make it this turn. So what do? You can't challenge, unless you have another piece of equipment. I guess this does... No, this doesn't set up for a double attack, because you could still do the same thing, Showstopper into the open battlefield to attack with both with the ganking. So no, this is specifically for challenge Call to Glory. Okay. So as Sam, what are we doing? We are only defending for 8 with a punch first. But we have Relentless Pursuit. Can we beat a second Hidden Blade? No, we can't. Basically just impossible. So we shouldn't think about that, and I don't think Set really plays 3 Hidden Blades. They only play 2 in general. So let's not worry about Hidden Blade too much. This is an attack for 11. We have 8. So we could walk onto the Forge and pass, and then plan to play Relentless Pursuit to the other battlefield. If we do that, what is the punish? Sabotage is a punish. Sabotage, taking away the Relentless Pursuit. We have the punch first as a backup. Let's say... So they need Sabotage plus something that beats punch first. That's an attack for 11, we go to 13, so the Call to Glory would already beat it. And Call to Glory is what's been represented here. And we also can't do Challenge as a backup, because Call to Glory would beat that too and make our Poro trade into whatever we challenge targeted. If there was no buff spell, if we were holding the attack in, we could challenge the set, kill him, take the damage, and then trade with the Fiora, though the Fiora would get rescued, so that still doesn't work. So what do we do instead? We could just play the Relentless Pursuit to score 2 points this turn. The issue with that is we can't score any more points after that. And Set is now set up where he's going to go to 4 points next turn, where he's going to send both his units to the same battlefield. Where that's a 12 and we only have 11. So what do we do? What is this card here? Is that a second challenge? Like, if he had a Kaisa to play, you just dump the Kaisa and you're happy. But he doesn't have any units. If he had a Lucian to play, you just dump the Lucian, and you're happy. And as soon as he doesn't play anything, Colin knows his hand is all spells. And there's no Triforce in hand. Which that is the one risk that he did with the Showstopper, is if there was a Triforce, things get very difficult, because the Triforce gets played and then time gets waited. And they could easily have gotten drawn off of the Hidden Blade. But he's playing around Challenge instead of Triforce. I mean, no, he could have sabotaged and taken the Challenge. He could have done that if there was no Triforce, so that does play around both of those, but then that lets Relentless Pursuits get away for free. I mean, if there's Relentless Pursuit, second Relentless Pursuit plus one of those 2 cards. You can see the cat. You can see the cat tail. Yeah. What do you do? Looks like we're doing the Relentless Pursuit. But we're doing the challenge. That's not going to work. Oh, it's a Noxus Hopeful. Okay, does that make the challenge good? Hmm. No, not Noxus Hopeful. Yeah, it's a Legion Rearguard. Is that... Did he need to play the challenge this turn? Because the set could get bigger in the future. Like, let's say, okay, with this Legion Rearguard, another option that he had is use Relentless Pursuit, go to 5, play the Legion Rearguard. Set's going to go and stack a battlefield, go to 4. And then, who knows what's going to happen. Probably a Sabotage. But then after that, not sure. Is there that much information on the set's hand? They went 2-drop, 4-drop, Kinku Monk Hidden Blade, set Showstopper, Telegraphing a Call to Glory. And then... I mean, is there like, could they have Arena Bar in their hand? They could. There was never a great time for that to get played. So like they could, if you let them walk on the battlefield, they Arena Bar their set, they have 2 buffs, and now Challenge stops working. Is that fine, or is it way too hard to win without a Triforce top deck? It's way too hard to win without a Triforce top deck. With this play, let's say they have Arena Bar, they walk Fiora and they bar her, but we got the Call to Glory out, and now we can still dump all the equips on the rear guard and send it. Okay. Let's do a cat cam. There he is. Oh boy. Oh, but this is really bad against challenge. We're gonna lose our last unit to challenge now. Would we lose... We'd lose 1 unit to challenge, but we wouldn't then lose the other to a Call to Glory in our own challenge. Could have equipped in advance to play around challenge. So that challenge has been sitting in hand for a long time from the set. Equip 1 Doran's Blade be good. A little bit, but you could still just get hit by, like, Arena Bar challenge. You need to equip 2 to be safe. Arena Bar challenge, Showstopper challenge, Pit Rookie challenge. Man, so much easier to analyze games where it's just like face-up misplays everywhere. Instead of this like actual playing around different cards trying to engineer board states. Because this is game losing against the challenge, and this is the first challenge. Alright, enough cat petting. So the Relentless Pursuit play Legion Rearguard would have been safe against challenge. It would allow the hold to get set up. But then the set gets committed onto one battlefield. And then you can hold the other battlefield for 8, or even more with the second Skyfall. 10. Your rearguard still gets challenged off at some point, because it's a threat. Then you get stuck holding, but I think the game is kind of over after this challenge, isn't it? I mean, he can top deck more units. He's drawn 2 units total. So he does have higher odds of drawing units. Like, I don't know. I can't even call, like, any of these plays if they're misplays or not. Because this really is just, like... Is he going to spend the buff here? He is. Is that correct to end on the monastery? I think that's... I think that's a little bit... That's a small misplay. That might be a bigger misplay. Because if he doesn't need the buff for this challenge, under any circumstance, like he just played Sabotage. There's no... You don't need the buff. Oh, you wouldn't be able... No, yeah, you're right. No. What am I talking about? If you spend the buff to draw, you can't gank. Yeah, I'm stupid. Alright. Alright. Well, unit. Kaisi here ends the game. Any accelerate ends the game. He could have even held the Legion Rearguard in hand. As an accelerate. The Sabotage would show it. And then what would change with the plays? Challenge wouldn't get played, obviously. Showstopper maybe gets played, and Fiora does another in and out. Maybe he does in and out on Monastery, draws a card. Alright, I'll be right back. TV is way too fucking loud. Oh, silence. Wonderful silence. Alright. TV is that loud, and my grandmother's just sleeping through it. Insane. Alright. Can focus now. So, let's say Legion Rearguard was in hand. That's what we were thinking about. Challenge wouldn't get played. Set would have 3 runes. He'd see the rearguard. He maybe go in and out. 4 points. Then you'd get to drop the rearguard and drop all the equips. Not accelerated. And this top deck war should favor Lucian. Because all of his units are stronger with the equipment. Does that make it a misplay? I mean, I guess, like... Because you could have made that Poro trade... No, something had to have gone wrong, because that Poro could have sat on the battlefield and still traded with Set. When the Fiora plus Set attacks in. So you would have gotten sabotaged first. How big does Call to Glory actually? No, they would have to hard cast the Call to Glory, and then they wouldn't be able to cast Challenge. So you'd get sabotaged first, lose the Relentless Pursuit. They would attack in, you'd play Punch first. They'd play Call to Glory hard casted, have 1 rune left. And that's way better. Yeah, that challenge, no, I think that challenge into the telegraphed Call to Glory was wrong. Alright, are we slow rolling? There's no punch first, there's nothing that could be... For once, Set is not threatening any tricks. I can't tell what he drew. It's a first mate. Okay. So now we're thinking about playing around the second challenge. We could do 1 equip. What's the difference between 6 and 7 runes? We want to play Skyfall, we're going to want to forge, equip it. We can equip a Skyfall this turn, so we have 6. We spend 3, we have 3 left. We have a punch first plus a 2 mana spell, potentially. And if we hit Trinity Force, we already want this pre-equipped anyway, because it costs the same amount. That's reasonable. Like maybe... No, because he was tapped out when he played the rear guard. Yeah. I think it's just that challenge was the one big thing that went wrong. Because now Colin gets to 6 and gets to... chill. And that's going to be very difficult to stop. So you need to be set up to hold against one Fiora, and then push when they hold the other battlefield with both. Oh yeah, it was just a challenge, yeah. He got the Triforce? No. Kaisa. That's really good draw. So he gets to 6 and he can hold both battlefields for more than 4. I can still... Fiora's still going to end up on a battlefield. But he has the punch first, so he just sends it with the punch first. He can get to more than 8 on both. Is there a reason to equip? If they have their own Call to Glory, they can get to 11. So if you equip to the first mate, then you can get to 11 minimum on both battlefields. They have their own punch first, you just can't beat that. If you equip and then punch first, you go down to 2 runes. You can't draw a Kaisa. He has a Kaisa in hand. Oh, he can't equip them. He has to play for the defensive punch first and then Kaisa accelerate. Assuming he should have red runes coming up. I don't think this equip is correct. He can't punch first anymore with this equip. And if he can't punch first, that means that Set could stack a lot more. And that also means that the equipment, like, that means these 2 Fioras are going to go into the Kaisa. And then he's going to have only have 1 piece of equipment for his Kaisa. So he's going to go in for 12 against a set that's going to have 4 plus full runes. Whereas if he didn't equip, then these 2 would go in here. You'd have going up to 7 runes. But then you get Forge of the Fluffed access. Because the only reason to equip here is if Set goes here. But if Set goes here, he gets Forge of the Fluffed equip. Which can pull this Doran's Blade off and gives him every single equip. And then he could still choose not to punch first, trade off a Fiora. But then when his Kaisa gets played, he gets to equip He plays Kaisa, he would have 5 runes. He'd go up to 7, play Kaisa, go down to 2. He can pay to equip this, tap to equip this, equip this. That's 13, and a punch first for 18. Yeah, so this is definitely wrong. With the Kaisa in hand. If he didn't have the Kaisa in hand, then you would need to think about it. But with the Kaisa in hand, this is bad. And he's just taking himself off the Kaisa. No, this is very wrong. Yeah, I think the challenge play, something went wrong there. But he did get bailed out by drawing into several units in a row. I mean, that is an insane Lucian draw. Like, I think the Lucian deck plays 9 to 11 total equipment, and he drew 3 in his top 10. Which is above average. I don't think he misplayed. The turn where his Lucian went to Hidden Blade, I think he wasn't expecting Hidden Blade. It might have still been better to only single equip to the Lucian. Or to double equip to the Poro. I'm not sure though. At least with Colin not having a Call to Glory in hand at the time, it was definitely better. But if there was a Call to Glory, I don't know. I don't know. So let's move on. God, I can actually focus. I might need noise-canceling headphones for when I'm at home, not for when I'm traveling. Because the thing with that spot at the very end, the reason why that's a misplay, is Colin is locked to whatever cards are in his hand on that turn. Unless he finds a way to generate a buff and then spends it on the Monastery, which he probably is not going to. So he's locked to whatever cards in his hand. So if Colin has something that can beat Punch First, like a Hidden Blade, then there's no way for Sam to win. And if Colin doesn't, but can just stack a ton of might on the battlefield, then Sam's play was suboptimal for generating the maximum amount of might over the course of his defense and then attack follow-up. Miss on the 2-drop. Fortunately, Lucian is absolute garbage at holding, so there's not much of a concern he's going to take over the Grove. Looks like their camera just died. We got some Lucian on Lucian action. Facebreaker. I think Colin had one in the sideboard. Noise-canceling headsets with the mic. Yeah. Yeah, I need to look into that. I'm writing that down. Okay. Alright. Lucian on Lucian. How'd my pre-roofs go? 3-0 yesterday, 3-0 early afternoon, 1-0 late afternoon because everyone just wanted to go home and ask the store owner to just hand out 1 pack each and just everyone left, which sucked. Yesterday I had Pike with Diana Chosen Champion, and then I had 2 of the Spirits. What's the card name? Two Bewitching Spirits to discard my opponent's cards, and then 2 Star-Crossed, and I had like 6... It was either 16 or 19 total combat tricks between ambush cards and spells and accelerate units. So that deck was disgusting. And then early afternoon I opened Yi as the champion pack. And then I had so many XP generating cards that I had to cut some. I just had too many. And every single game I hit level 6 by turn 4. Basically. Yeah, Gromp was really good, and then I had the 6 mana Sergeant. Scrutinizing Sergeant. And this guy was insane, because normally you have to throw units on battlefield and sacrifice them early to get XP. But with him, I just sat in base, stacked up 3 units, played him, got 4 XP, and sent my Yi in. Got the last 2 XP, and then insane. So this thing was insane. And then, yeah, Gromp. And then I had 2... not come to fight. I had 2 Grim Resolves. I think I had 2 of the XP combat tricks. What is it called? Fucking love all these alt arts. Why did I not just click the button? 2 combat experiences, 2 Grim Resolves. I had a Soul Sword, I had a Shepherd's Heirloom, and I had a Hunter's Machete. You're playing best of 3? Damn. Oh yeah, and I think I had 2 of the charms, too. Yep, 2 of those. Oh, does anyone know, actually? There was a situation that came up. I misplayed, which was the only reason it came up. But I had... Is this going to give it to me? Yes. So I had a Skyward Strike. My opponent's only unit had Deflect, and I wanted to play Skyward Strike on it. Do I have to pay Deflect twice with this? Or can I decline the stun enemy unit portion of it? If it was a triggered effect, I'd be able to. But on a spell, I don't think I can. I mean, like, if I play Falling Star, and they have a Deflect unit, and I want a Falling Star at once, I think I have to Falling Star it twice, and this should be the same thing. That's at least what makes sense to me. You have to pay Deflect twice with Falling Star, so there's no way you only pay Deflect once and get the stun. The question is if you can decline the stun portion of it, which I don't think you can. I think that's only for triggered effects. Damn, I wish it was best of 3. That would have been cool. Yeah, it's only for triggered, yeah. Alright, good to know. I mean, I misplayed. I could have sequenced things differently, so I could have left one of their units on the battlefield that didn't have a deflect, and stunned it, and moved the other unit in. And just like swapped which battlefield I attacked into with my bigger unit that was going to kill the unit that was getting charmed. But yeah, didn't matter. Yeah, like Blast Cone is a card that was quite playable. This card is fucking garbage, but in sealed you just play this and kill your opponent's 5 or 6 might unit, and that's okay, because it's interaction. And especially, like, the movement effects are way better when they stun, because then you don't need to have the bigger unit, you can just have the bigger board. But yeah. Alright, back to this. Tips for pre-rifts. And figure out, like, know which cards are, like, the playable cards, or at least, like, the better cards in the color. And then make piles of those, figure out how many of those you have each, because it's difficult to have 24 of those, or 25, including the champion, if you're using a champion. So, like, ideally, you have, like, you're going to need 8 cards in each color, on average. And that's a lot. And you don't want to play trash cards that are unplayable. So, some of your colors are going to have more good cards than others, so you need to play those. That's the starting point. And then lay out all the cards, figure out your curve. You probably want 3 to 4 2-drops, something like that. You don't really need a 2-drop if you go first. When you go second, though, you're definitely going to need, like, 6 to 7. Maybe 6 is fine. But you need a decent number of, let's say 24, 7... Maybe you could get away with 5. Probably not. You probably want at least 6 plays that you can make turn 1 with 3 runes. And obviously, if you've chosen champion with 3 cost, then that fixes everything. You could just chosen champion in Evelyn. Not a great card, but that is a guaranteed 2-drop on turn 1. And you want to maximize interaction, because there is... You don't want to just have a deck full of units, because decks that are all units are absolute trash. Absolute fucking garbage. I'd rather have a deck that's like 10 units, 15 spells, than a deck that's 20 units, 5 spells every time, even if the units are good. And at least, I mean, in Spirit Forged, it was basically always wrong to use a legend, because the Spirit Forged legends sucked. Like, Aurelia was broken, Rek'Sai was really good, but all of the other ones were way too dependent on specific cards to function. Oh, Draven is also good, obviously. But the rest of them were way too reliant on specific cards. I mean, like, if you got the Lucian pack, you maybe had enough equipment to make him worthwhile, but the extra card draw is just very valuable. But in Unleashed, the legends are a lot better overall. Like, Lilia is just generically good. Poppy is just generically good. Yi is just, if you have the XP to support him, actually generically good. Doesn't need 2... I mean, he needs a lot of cards to support him, but it's actually possible to have that many, because there's a lot of XP cards in the colors. Like, LeBlanc is obviously insane. Vex probably is too difficult to make work, because if you don't play the Vex Legend, you get a card for free. So she needs to draw you 2 cards over the course of the game. That's really hard. But like, yeah, Rengar is just good. Pyke is really, really good. Vi is maybe okay. I'm not sure. Jin's probably bad. But, like, most of these are actually playable. Like, even Diana is playable. I was not sure if I wanted to play my Diana Legend or not, but I opened the overnumbered, so I decided to play with it. And it was fine. I had plenty of cards anyway. But I only played the 1 game with it, so... The Ivern package, yeah. Ivern is good, especially if you get the battlefields for him. If you get Forbidding Waste or Frozen Fortress, as Ivern, you just turn them in the bushes, and the opponent has to deal with that cancer. And that's great. Hey, thanks, Takashiba. Alright, let's get back to this. It's 11 p.m. Alright, we got Lucian on Lucian. Does Sam need to worry about getting held on next turn? No. If a Fiora got played, he might need to worry about that. But a Lucian getting played means this is going to go in and out. I mean, I guess he could go here, hold. But that's difficult to do. Might need to involve hidden cards. Like, most likely, it's possible that a hold gets set up next turn, but most likely, Colin will set up a hold 2 turns from now. So, Sam needs to set up his board for that. And, like, maybe a little bit for next turn as well. Which, probably, they'll naturally line up. Continue on Annie. Maybe. I don't know yet. The only epics I opened in my pools were... I might have gotten a blue LeBlanc with 0 temporary cards, and then Gutter Palaces. I never got any epics. Shirtless push-ups. No. Don't think that would be allowed. I mean, I guess I could ask Riot at the event. I could do shirted push-ups next Top Cut. Oh, you know, that's a good idea for media. When they're doing, like, the top 8 photos, I ask if I can just do push-ups. Probably wouldn't work with the camera angles they've set up, but could at least try. Colin could take a double score here with the first mate. He wants to set up for this Fairy Dragon as much as possible. So he ideally wants to get 2 units out this turn. Oh, he's got Arena Bar. Okay, he wants to set up Arena Bar, yeah. Okay, so this Fairy Dragon's not going to come out next turn, it's going to come out 2 turns from now. But he's probably going to set up a hold next turn. So Sam needs to be ready for that. It's actually interesting the Lucian got buffed. That's kind of surprising. Because I think what Colin's going to do next turn is Lucian's going to go... I guess he could do Lucian here to here. But it's also possible he could have buffed the first mate. Lucian in and out here, first mate in here, set in here with the arena bar. And then maybe something else. But maybe Colin's going to keep playing slow. Maybe Colin will just do 1-2. Yeah, Colin's probably just going to do 1-2. Spend the buff, go back. And just like play base, develop base, go Fiora, set, base, buff the set. This loses the buff. Next turn he'll have 4 units, 1 with a buff. He'll be able to do this again. Get to 6. Stack everything, Fairy Dragon, buff every single unit he has. It's pretty nice. Oh, he might even double Fiora, and... No, he needs to get the set out. He needs the set out to be big. Falling Star Stupefy. Eh. Yeah. No. It's not even that good. If Falling Star was Reflexive Trigger, it'd be good. Oh, are we double challenging? That's expensive. We're single challenging off the buff? No, that's just bad. That's... Wait, hold on. What did I just fucking do? God damn it. Take me back. Please. Please, YouTube. Thank you. The one thing that challenge does is it take Colin off of 2 4-drops. But it also spends an entire challenge in exchange for a buff that's going to get replaced and a rune. I don't know what Sam's hand is, though. So, I don't know. Reflexive trigger Falling Star. My god. Yeah, I mean, depending on what Sam's hand is, that's a reasonable play. It's the last turn your challenge does anything. It's the last turn it does anything on its own, I guess. But, like, he could have challenged the first mate off. But yeah, no, it does take him, like, Colin's on a slow hand, so this does delay him by an entire turn, getting all of his units out. Because if he doesn't challenge double 4-drop, then Fade Dragon, then the last 4-drop plus something else, whereas now it's like maybe Fade Dragon by itself into double 4-drop, into whatever else, but Fade Dragon by itself might just be good, too. Like, it could easily be Lucian here to here, Fade Dragon, stack all of this shit. It could be Lucian here to here, Fade Dragon with the Lucian, leave the first mate in base. It could also be Lucian here to here, give him a buff, play 1 unit, and that does suck. So the challenge is doing a lot. So it's probably not a misplay. But again, depends on what Sam's hand is. But yeah, I mean, things would have been... I guess, okay, and you're buffing the Lucian made him safe against challenge, and he's a really important unit? Yeah, makes sense. Where ideally the setup would have been... Oh no, this is better. Yeah, Lucian doesn't need to be the one that ends up on the battlefield, but yeah, this is still going to be a Fairy Dragon holding. Yeah, and then the Lucian's one that ends up in base, that's way better. Obviously. Alright, what do we got? There's one top deck for Call to Glory, otherwise this is just 12. 12's a big number though, and this Fairy Dragon's not going anywhere. I mean, yeah, if Sam doesn't have any more equipment, like, if he had more equipment, then maybe the challenge could get rid of the Fairy Dragon and get rid of Yellow Set, whichever one got played on this turn. But without more equipment, there's not much that can be done. Like, what can he even do? He can trade 6 with 4? No, okay, he could send double Lucian into the Fairy Dragon. It gets saved, spends a rune, makes a gold. Then Doran's Blade the Kaisa go to 5. He could send Lucian with Doran's Blade with Kaisa to the Fairy Dragon, then Lucian in and out, and he gets this Conquer along the way. But this Lucian from Colin has just annihilated him. Like, farming him on Hillock. Like, this Hillock has been negative value for Sam. He hasn't been able to use it at all, and Colin's used it twice. Or used it once, but yeah. What's he got? Second Kaisa, and we are going to go looking for combo. Confront. That's an interesting card. In Lucian. Got a first mate. Another Lucian, and a Kaisa? Oh god. But he is setting up to get to 6, which is important. But Colin's about to drop a yellow set with this fat battlefield and give him a buff, and it's going to get even fatter. And he gets a Grove draw. Forgot Grove was even in this game for a bit. Breakpoint with Triforce? I mean, he's going to get to 5. He needs more than that. Like, if Colin stays on 5, he gets to 6, and he finds the Triforce combo, then yeah, he can push whichever battlefield's weaker and get in. If there's a showstopper in Colin's hand, though, this is about to get cooked. There's not. First mate Facebreaker, second Facebreaker, Auction, and the 2 Fioras. He could Auction steal the Doran's Blade. Is the Doran's Blade very important? I don't think so, honestly. I think you could make a play with the first mate. You could, because you can get to 6 here. If you walk back, first mate the dragon, take this trade, spend the buff. Then Lucian goes in and out. Pull out, you're at 6. You got Fairy Dragon, Lucian, first mate. First mate. Drop either a Fiora or a set. Rebuff the Fairy Dragon. That doesn't make very good use of Facebreaker, though. You could do first mate the dragon in. I mean, this is also vulnerable to punch first the entire time. Sam has runes open. Also vulnerable to Relentless Pursuit if he doesn't stack on the battlefield, which he should just stack on the battlefield, probably. If Kingpin is placed on Grove, can Sam ever get set off of it? 12. Let's just throw this in, 16. 22 plus 4 buffs. 26. And the set's a 10 might unit. And Facebreaker gets hidden. With the Facebreaker, you got no chance. At least for a turn. But if Sam finds Triforce, I guess it would need to be double Triforce. It's still beatable. Yeah, and he's Octron to steal Triforce? No, yeah. Yeah, and the Octron makes everything safe? Yeah. Yeah, then it looks really good. Lucian combo is viable in Unleashed. Meh. Especially when Elder Dragon is involved. Be right back. Yes, Flurry is played. Alright. So, Colin's got two options. He can either push to 6 points, but that might leave him open. Does that leave him open to a Trinity Force Skyfall immediate combo? No, it does not. If there were 9 runes, there could be a Trinity Force Skyfall Relentless Pursuit combo. But on 8, that's not possible. So he doesn't need to worry about that. So pushing the 6. Pushing the 6 is good, because that means that he's attacking. And that's just better against Lucian, because Lucian is way better attacking than defending. The only issue with that is you don't get value to Facebreaker. But if you go to 6, and Sam doesn't have some kind of Triforce scoring, he can only go to 6 at most. So you could still choose to go to 7, have Octron to stop Trinity Force, and then hold with the Facebreaker. And that would be completely fine. That's probably the better line. But holding is also insanely safe, and I don't really see how that gets punished either. Like, there aren't even any crazy cards in orange-red that can flip the table on the game. Let's double check to confirm that. Just go... What are the highest cost cards in these colors? Not including Unleashed. So obviously Elder Dragon would flip the table, but that's not even getting into play. I mean, like, you could get, like, Warwick Flurry of Blades Dawn or something. And that's not in Sam's deck. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing in these colors that can punish it. Like, if it was other colors, you could get hit by, like, let's just click the other colors for a second. You could get hit by Time Warp, maybe. Where's Downwell? It's not showing Spirit for fucking... God damn it, now I need to go back. Okay, there's still nothing. But you could get hit by Time Warp. You could maybe get hit by Downwell. You could get hit by Unchecked Power. You could get hit by Divine Judgment in other colors. Other colors have flip the table effects. Like maybe even Grand Stratagem could push through you. But orange-red has nothing. Yeah. Alright, be right back. We'll see what decision Colin has made when I get back, but I don't think there's a wrong decision here. I mean, I guess the one risk, if he does go for the, actually, you probably don't go for the push to 6 points because you could get hit by a punch first. And then if you don't get to 6 points, and you leave yourself open for Sam to get to 6 points first, that could cause issues. So you probably just avoid that situation. I don't think Colin has anything in his hand that can beat punch first on one of the Kaisas when he puts the Fairy Dragon in, because then the Kaisa that survives is a 9. Now you have Square Up. Okay. And Colin has no info on whether or not there's a punch first in hand. So, yeah, I like yellow set. Give him the arena bar. Maybe even throw the Lucian in there. Need to do some math on that. Oh, is he doing... Hold on, is he doing this... First mate buff? 5, 6, 7, 8, 11... That's also risky against punch first. Last decision to make, does he want to play a Fiora and hide the Facebreaker? Hiding it is better against Sabotage. Not hiding it, I guess, is slightly better against Bryn here, but Bryn here, there isn't enough to push. Bryn here, second Doran's Blade. Every single attacker's a 9. This set is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 currently. If the Lucian goes in, he gets a 10. That is a big breakpoint. Let's say you do that, they sack, they go in with Kaisa. They run out of orange very quickly, but they get rid of this, they go in for another, and then they can go in for the last one, assuming they have infinite orange, which... This is a sack. 2... 2... 2, he needs to flip double orange. And he's already spent one on challenge and on sabotage, so unless he's on some ridiculous orange split, he's not getting there. Yeah, set tank. If the Lucian goes in, then set is a 10. And then bring here Doran's Blade. This Lucian will have to get sacrificed to get the Doran's Blade off to give them to Kaisa to get up to 10. I guess you would just send in double Lucian. And that'd be 12. And then you could send a Kaisa, then send a Kaisa. So then you only need 5 equips. So if he flips 1 orange, has Bryn here Doran's Blade, he can push through everything. He ends up with a Kaisa with 2 Doran's Blades, 6 points. A Bryn here in base. And he spends 5 orange runes. So he goes down to 3 runes total. And then you end up with a Fairy Dragon. And if you played a Fiora, you have a Fiora. Which means, let's say you don't put the Lucian forward. Sets a 9. Doran's Blade equip, trade. Double Doran's Blade equip to something, get rid of the Fairy Dragon still. Or no, then you do single equip to here, then you double equip over the Fairy Dragon. And all of this is, oh no, we're under Bryn here, so there's no Call to Glory. And also, there's only 2 draws for a Call to Glory. So probably can't play around that card too much in this kind of spot. Or no, 3 draws at this point with the Grove. So the end result is this trades there. This trades there. They end up with 1 more Kaisa alive. So you do trade this Lucian for a Kaisa. And it taxes them. An additional orange rune. So that is a good trade. And if there's no Bryn here, Facebreaker just hits whatever has equipment on it, and then Lucian can't attack. And then if in that case, the Bryn here, Doran's Blades happen, and this gets wiped, and you have a Fairy Dragon left over, you do want Fiora in play because you need more than just a Fairy Dragon to be able to push over the Kaisa with 2 Doran's Blades. And then you could even... No, then your Facebreaker's gone. But it's... Yep. Complicated board state. Seems like all set board states end up this complicated. Oh, he's just going to take the Doran's Blade. Yeah, that makes... Well, this allows Trinity Force stuff. Good night, Frosty. Sorry, couldn't get to your match in time. But set games are very interesting. Okay, what does this auction change? This battlefield is now impossible to push. It's just impossible. But, if a Trinity Force shows up and starts holding here, Sam's at 5. Tries to do some Trinity Force stuff. And then what? Whatever has the Trinity Force gets killed. So this does leave Colin open to potentially like a double Trinity Force Skyfall, where he drops 2 Trinity Forces, backs out of this battlefield, and then does a Skyfall equip, and then pushes here, because there's no Auction, and there's no Facebreaker anymore to cover this battlefield. But that is a 3-card combo, whereas the Bryn here Doran's Blade is a 2-card combo. Is it possible that Sam had a Doran's Blade and didn't develop? Yes, because he needed to make sure this held, and at least represent a punch first. Which, representing the punch first, opponent's not going to take that risk into it when they're this far ahead. Yeah, without any equipment, this is unpushable. Needs at least 2 pieces of equipment to get big enough to push through this. Or multiple punch firsts, I guess. I mean, I guess he could do one, send in Lucian plus equipment onto this. And then this is, I mean, obviously, assuming this Facebreaker, the Facebreaker just kills it all. And he's probably going to expect this is a hidden blade. Because he took away 1 Facebreaker, and there's no way there's 3 Facebreakers in the deck. Sam did rip the double orange, but I recalculated and he did not need 6 orange, he only needed 5. It does seem like he's much higher on orange. Like that is 8 orange, 4 red. I think. Does that say 8-4 down there? It kind of looks like it. Yeah. That's something I need to work on tracking, actually, is opponent's runes. Their expected rune split. And what runes are going to be coming up in the later turns. Because you just know that after you get past turn 6. Sam's hand is absolute garbage. I think he has the 3rd Lucian and the 3rd Kaisa. So he can't get to 6. And he doesn't have the Trinity Forces. Yeah, 3rd Lucian, 3rd Kaisa, and a First Mate, and then this Confront. Does he have any out? No. Because the next chance he has to get a Kaisa Conquer will be next turn, and he'll only be able to get 1 Conquer, which turns off any chance of Trinity Force. That's Skyfall. Fucking Colin makes it. Alright. I was wondering if the judge would do that. And he's tapped out, so we can just clear everything. This game's over now. Lamau. And like these guys are taking their time to think several times per game, and still 20 minutes left. It's like, don't be afraid to think on your turn. Like, what else are you doing? Punch first mate. We got 2-drop plus Kaisa. Crane my neck. Hopefully that lets me see better on a two-dimensional image. Oh, got an auction. Got a... I don't know what that other card is. Those aren't the ones that he mulligans. What is that? A Lucian? He's mulliganing a Lucian? He's got punch first mate? Wait, there's no way he's mulliganing a Lucian. Oh no, he's mulliganing the punch first mate. Keeping these two. Yeah. Like, you're better off taking too much time and going to time. And then learning to slow down, or learning to speed up a bit. Because then your brain is actually in the mode where it learns. Is Lucian the best orange card in the game? No, he's the best orange unit in the game. But it's got a lot of competition on spells. Alright, Kaisa pass. Or are we doing Lucian? What's his hand? Confront? Oh, he's got Triforce combo? Is he thinking of being aggro Andy? I guess he could... He could go Triforce into Lucian Skyfall and be set up for the next turn. He could also go... Lucian. I mean, he could go Kaisa into score 2, Lucian Skyfall. He wastes the Weapon Master. And this is an interesting thing that I don't know, because I don't play Lucian. But figuring out whether it's better to get the Weapon Master value, or to get the point off the Lucian. I think it should always be the point off the Lucian. I don't know when it wouldn't be. So it's probably best to play Lucian this turn. Messes up your curve, though. You have 6, and you've got a Skyfall and a Trinity Force and a Kaisa. Like, this is way better for the curve, and you get the Weapon Master value, but you also don't get to 2 points. It doesn't matter if your opponent doesn't have Auction, or a Sabotage. And if you have a challenge, you might be able to get rid of the Auction anyway, if he doesn't get a buff. Kinku Monk Punch first, Fiora, Auction, and something. I guess it's better... There should be fewer Auctions than Sabotages. So it's better to get the combo out of your hand. And you do just win the game here if there's no Auction. Or something to get rid of your Lucian. He doesn't get challenged off. You do just win. The problem is if there is counterplay, then being at 2 points, I mean, you sacrifice the Legion Rearguard, which isn't great. But being at 2 points is good. And doing this is worse against Akshan because you show the combo. If you don't show the combo and wait a turn to play the second half of it, they won't play Akshan, and then you could, if you have a Relentless Pursuit, score 4 points with it before they get a chance to answer. I don't think Sam has Relentless Pursuit, though, so that's kind of off the table. Like, trying to greed for, like, hiding the combo to score 1 point is not really worth it. You have to take the Triforce, right? Because that one actually works better in multiples, and it's already equipped. Yeah. And it's cheaper to equip. And you can equip it yourself if you get it off the auction somehow, which you can't really. We got the Pit Rookie buff on the auction too. And we're at 2, so we can pull back Lucian, and we're happy. As long as there's no second Triforce, obviously. Yeah, it does have a chance to do something. So now what? We're behind on points. Opponent might just start sacrificing like Pit Rookie and then Lucian Conquering to get to 4. Very cheap. We can get Sunken Temple draw. But can we find anything to recover from the point deficit we're at? I guess Confront does something interesting where you can play the equipment before the Lucian, and then confront him out. It's kind of interesting, and then your opponent maybe doesn't play around it. I mean, it's kind of suspicious. Maybe you should have gone Candlelit Sanctum first. Is that a Skyfall? It's a second Skyfall that's useless in a Relentless Pursuit, which is not useless, but probably not good enough. Has Sam played a Ruin Runner or a Ferris Forerunner? I don't think I've seen either from him. Flips it face up. Might have been a small misplay by Sam to not conquer the Candlelit Sanctum first. Should make that a 0.5. Because with the way this game is looking like it's going to play out, he's going to be able to trigger Candlelit Sanctum every turn to set up his draws. And if Colin occupies a battlefield, it's probably going to be Sunken Temple. So he should be able to set up his draws each turn with the Sanctum. Mono bad card Lucian. There's only so many good cards he can play before you have to start playing bad cards. Like, you play the equipment, you play Lucian, Kaisa, you play all your spells, and then what? So he does have 3 equipment. This would have been a 5 equipment draw. With combo. If not for Akshan. And then putting the Skyfall on the bottom because it's useless. So, what is Colin going to use to conquer Sunken Temple? He knows his Akshan is safe at the moment. There's no challenge for him, so he could take the Sunken Temple draw right now. But he could also just take the Pit Rookie sack. Did he win Best of Lucian? I'm not sure. Did he? Anyone know? He did? That's pretty cool. What was his record in the end? X3, X2? Sam didn't? This is fake. Alright. Man, you gotta make me pull it up. Myself. Come on, you gotta do your job, Twitch chat. One guy. I got one guide. Hold on. So, can't spell that. 10, 2, and 1. Sam was 10, 3. So that guy might have ID'd to get it guaranteed. Last round. But Sam was close. So what did Sam lose to? Let's go round 9, Sam. Lost to a Victor. Beat an Annie. Lost to a team. What? Damn, he lost to the fucking best of Teemo. That's crazy. What the fuck? I need to look at what his deck list is. He might just not have any. Well, then he won out last 2 rounds, but he was already out of contention. Demon ID last round, yeah. I mean, that's reasonable. It's very reasonable to do. What's up, Waller? Alright, let me go back and look at what Sam's list was. We're at 545. But I want to see if he's actually... Oh, he's got Ruin Runners. Okay. It's crazy. That's crazy that... Fucking... Let me reopen that, actually, for a second, because I want to show what his deck list was. This fucking guy. So he's on... 3 Teemo Strategist, 3 Nocturne. 2 Beast Below is interesting. And a Time Warp. 2 Edge of Night. I mean, this is maximizing your hidden cards for the strategists. And he's got 2 acceptable losses, and a Mundo, and a Rebuke sideboard. Any good pulls? Yeah, I got Alt Art Baron, Overnumbered Diana, Alt Art Vi. That's surprising. That's pretty cool. 'Cause I know this guy. Where are my time previews? There. Lonely Poro Overnumber, that's way better. Ultimate Gamba deck. Maybe. But you still gotta play well. gonna buff Fiora and take the draw that way. Someone else get best of Lucian. This isn't top cut. This is round 8, day 1. Just gonna use the Fiora. So this keeps the Akshan buff safe against any top decks. You do get this. The one issue is this is very easy to push over. Opponent was gonna get the Sunken Temple draw anyway. But we know the opponent's hand. And we know they can't beat a punch first. Are we gonna go for the punch first, though, when they're gonna get 3 cards off of this Kaisa Conquer? Not sure. Suspicious 1 rune left over. Fucking orange decks. Fucking punch first. They leave 1 rune, it's just like... I don't know what I could do. Alright. Absolute garbage. Give me a punch first answer deck, please. Or a Call to Glory answer, anything. Please. This Lucian has been disgusting for Colin, by the way. Like, if he doesn't have Lucian in these games, they're completely different. He's gotten so many points for free. When it's supposed to be Sam that's doing that, while Colin has to defend much earlier if he wants points. Holy shit. We still have a game. So we need to double equip. We must double equip. Okay. This is 12 to 6. This beats Punch first, this beats Call to Glory. Doesn't beat both of them together, but what are you going to do about that? So we can get into 5. Then opponent has to be worried about Relentless Pursuit. Okay, this is still going to be a close game with that second Triforce draw. Still going to be a very close game. And we're going to Sunken Temple draw here. We're going to play around Call to Glory plus Punch first, because we feel like we're in a really good spot, which maybe we are. This is a pretty good spot. Because this is literally... He has lethal next turn with the Relentless Pursuit. He just boom booms both battlefields, goes to 9 points. So this is 15. He can Punch first to 11, Call to Glory to 14. Show me Punch first, double Call to Glory, and I concede. What's up, Paper Towel? Thanks. Sack the Fiora. Need all the runes we can get. Interesting. And we got a 2-drop to put in base. So even if this Lucian somehow gets killed by I don't know, if Call of the Week shows up, we can tank it. Hey, thanks for the sub. Oh, is Sam gonna do something risky? I hope he does not use this Relentless Pursuit on opponent's turn. I mean, maybe actually that's important. To beat Facebreaker. Doesn't beat Call of the Week, or doesn't beat Hidden Blade, though. It's a really good match. And I think other than game one, I haven't seen anything like bad about the plays. Like it's decisions, just lines being chosen. Don't know what this is though. Why are we offering a trade? Like either Relentless Pursuit fucks us or it doesn't, right? Right? This is a 6 equipment draw for Lucian. My god. It's crazy. See what kind of bait Sam will take? But why? Like, there's no I don't think it's... Is it ever correct to use Relentless Pursuit on this turn? To deny Candlelit Sanctum or Sunken Temple? Is that ever a thing? Because the... Let's see, actually. So we only go to 7 off the first Conquer. And then if we spend the Relentless Pursuit and they have the answer with either Facebreaker or Hidden Blade, then we don't win, and we also can't play another unit from our hand. Because the Relentless Pursuit is gone. I don't understand that play. Like, what's the difference between that and just sending Akshan here? Because I think if Sam is going to play Relentless Pursuit, he takes the Conquer and he goes back. And if Sam Relentless Pursuit's the Lucian in, it's an 11, and we only have 10 left. But that's going to happen no matter what. Because we need to get to 6 points. So I don't know what's in Colin's hand, but like let's say we just do Pit Rookie in here, and then we send both of these in here. He can still just Relentless Pursuit into the Pit Rookie. And it's the same problem. I guess the one thing that happens is if you set it up like this, then if he Relentless Pursuits into the Pit Rookie, and you have Facebreaker, you can Facebreaker him off. And here it would be 11 to 11. But he could also, when you send the Pit Rookie here, Relentless Pursuit to the Pit Rookie, and you can't be Facebreakered. Or Relentless Pursuit to the empty battlefield and just in and out. Because you can't hold both battlefields against this Lucian unless, again, you have Facebreaker or Hidden Blade. So then, like, if you send Akshan here, then your Akshan's at risk of getting Relentless Pursuited over. Like you could send Akshan here and then put Set here. Or I guess hold on. Pay Rookie here. Like if this is what's happening, if like maybe this is the setup where you need to send a Pit Rookie in first, because that ensures that you don't get Relentless Pursuited on and then held against. But then shouldn't you send Pit Rookie here? And then you can send, wait, yeah, Pit Rookie here. And again, you need Facebreaker. If you don't have Facebreaker, you're just screwed. But Pit Rookie here and then all 4 here. And then you send 15, and you can Facebreaker the Lucian off here. And if he goes here, it's a trade. I need to know what's in his hand, but I don't understand that play. That play doesn't make any sense to me. And Sam... Okay, Sam's holding... He has Confront Poro. Relentless Pursuit, and... something else. Way more for... It's not for more than 11 if he Relentless Pursuits into a showdown that's already happening. That's why you need to send the 11 second, so that that's the last showdown that happens. If you sent 11 here first, then Pit Rookie here, then he could Relentless Pursuit on you and be the attacker, and be bigger. But if you save this for second, then it's 11 to 11. And if he Relentless Pursuits onto the Pit Rookie and tries to hold, then you can still send 11 into him. So he sends it. The downside... There's so much downside to this. Alright, I'm going to put a question mark for Colin because I don't understand that trade that he took. But I'm going to wait and see what actually happens to play out. And there's a Hidden Blade sitting there. Alright, now on Sam's side, is there any way for him to beat a Hidden Blade? Maybe, and it probably involves playing Relentless Pursuit on his Kaisa. Where that would either get him to 6. No, because then he can't. If the Kaisa gets Hidden Bladed, then his Lucian with all the equipment survives. And then he has a lot of draws that win the game still. Or he can push whichever battlefield is weaker, and then try to hold. Because that's still an 11 Might Lucian defending. Commits and Sam doesn't fall for it, he wins on offense. Not on Colin's turn, though. Then Colin gets to reinforce the battlefield. Did he need to Relentless Pursuit the Kaisa? Because I think it has to get Hidden Bladed. Like, against Facebreaker, you might just not be able to win as Sam. That might just be a write-off. Unless... I mean, it depends, because Colin might not hide it to cover both battlefields, and then you could draw Sabotage. And if Colin hides it, you go to the other battlefield and try to hold. So you're not completely dead to Facebreaker, but the Relentless Pursuit is useless against Facebreaker. He could get challenged. If he Relentless Pursuits the Kaisa, he could get hit by a challenge on the Kaisa. And that's really bad. It's a lot easier to do this when you're just doing one side. And you don't have full information, you're not trying to do both at the same time. So Relentless Pursuit on the Kaisa is really risky against Challenge, and Challenge is a dead card otherwise. But it's also the only way to beat Hidden Blade, I think. And then you think about Hidden Blade versus Challenge, there's probably more challenges than Hidden Blades, or there's an equal number. And there's not really... Actually, is there information about Challenge? Did Colin have an opportunity to challenge earlier in the game and didn't? Like when this Kaisa was in play? Yeah, on this turn, Colin could have challenged the Kaisa, and instead took a Sunken Temple draw. Because he could have conquered with Pit Rookie and challenged the Kaisa. So I think at this point you do have information that some of the cards in Colin's hand are not challenges. But they could be Hidden Blades. So I do think it's better to try to play around Hidden Blade rather than challenge here. But it's still pretty even, because there could be 3 challenges, 2 Hidden Blades. And then the odds aren't even that much in favor of Hidden Blade. I don't even know what the odds would be. Just going off intuition. So does the Relentless Pursuit on Kaisa beat Hidden Blade? If Kaisa conquers and goes back, Sam's at 6. He can attack in with Lucian, force Hidden Blade, re-equip onto the Kaisa, go in. That wins. If the Kaisa gets Hidden Bladed, he keeps the Lucian, he draws a fuck ton of cards. Colin goes to 6. Sam can attack the weaker battlefield, go to 7. And then he still has to try to hold, but the hold has pretty good odds of working with the Hidden Blade gone. And he has a ton of draws that might be able to push. Like, depending on how Colin defends, there's no way Colin can hold against the 15 on either battlefield. Or, he could hold on one battlefield against 15, but not both. If he holds on one battlefield against 15, he definitely doesn't lose against a second Relentless Pursuit draw, or a first mate draw. But he's more likely to lose if Sam holds. If he plays more in base to push the Lucian when it holds, he loses to all of those draws. Okay, so thinking about like that, if it's more likely for Colin to have a Hidden Blade in hand, and also you can't win against Facebreaker. Well, no, hold on. Does this win against Facebreaker? It wins against Facebreaker on its own. If there is a first mate or a punch first, I think that's it. Then this beats Facebreak, or then this still loses. Because you're trying to hold with your Lucian, and he'll get killed. And if you don't try to hold with your Lucian, then Facebreaker beats you, automatically. I don't think Sam has Bryn here, but I have to go back and check that. Not in the main deck, at least. So in order to beat Facebreaker, which we did see 2 of in Game 2, which could make him worried that there are 3 of them. That'd be a lot of sideboard slots. But it's still more likely that there are 2. It'd be very strange for there to be 3 face breakers. So let's say there are 2. In order to beat face breaker and no hidden blade, it has to be face breaker, no hidden blade, no punch first, no first mate. Also no challenge. Or no, he's fine against challenge because that wipes Colin's board. So he's fine against challenge. That's a lot of requirements. In order to beat Hidden Blade, he needs to Relentless Pursuit the Kaisa. But if he Relentless Pursuits the Kaisa, and there's a challenge, then he ends up in a kind of similar spot as if he Relentless Pursuits the Kaisa and gets Hidden Bladed. But he has less cards. Where then he still goes to the 7 points and holds. It seems like the best play was to Relentless Pursuit the Kaisa, but I mean, there's a fucking Hidden Blade sitting right there. So I don't know. So the game's still not over. He has the Confront Poro, but his hold is going to be a lot weaker at the end. 2 challenges on top. God damn it. But I still don't understand Colin's play here. Like, he had Hidden Blade, so he was safe against Relentless Pursuit. So, like, was there some kind of, like, playing around punch first thing going on? Where he... Like, I don't know why he couldn't send Akshan plus Pit Rookie, maybe? It's not great. It's only 9. Because he can't afford to Hidden Blade the Kaisa if she gets punch firsted. So his attack for 4 into punch first, he'd send Akshan Lucian. But he could have gone for Akshan Pit Rookie. And then if punch first gets committed, that's at least really expensive. So what ends up happening, let's say, with what he did, punch first, he loses the Kinku Monk, and then he also ends up losing the Akshan buff when he goes in with Akshan Lucian. And then the end result is Lucian and Pit Rookie. Yeah, I don't think I understand Colin's play. But my brain's getting fried at this point. And then he sent in the Pit Rookie. I mean, you steal the second Triforce. You don't know that Sam put a Skyfall on the bottom? So that it should be 2-1 Skyfalls in the deck. Oh, he's picking up the combo for himself. Okay, sure. That's, that's useful. Did he have this Auction in hand the entire time? Where did this Auction come from? Oh, is that what his last card was? Did he draw that? Yeah, he drew that Auction. Okay, Sam was fucked. He got double Auctioned. Did he have any way to beat a second Auction plus Hidden Blade? Still has to be Kai'Sa Relentless Pursuit. I'm not sure why. I know, he's just keeping the Auction in base. It's just safe. Because he could have taken a Sunken Temple draw with the Auction Conquer. Actually, wait. Yeah, no, this Auction has a buff. Like, he could have sent this Auction and taken a Sunken Temple draw. I don't think he's representing anything with 1 mana. And then, like, what? Sam accelerates out a unit. That's going to cost minimum 4 with Confront. I don't think Sam has shown a Confront this match, but let's just say that with Confront pushes the Auction, challenges him. There's only 1 rune left. Is that extra draw necessary? I mean, not really. Bluffing a punch first with no orange. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, what is this mid-showdown hit? 11. We're hitting an 8. Ooh, this is a punish. This is a punish, actually. That's a full misplay from Colin. My fucking hotkey, man. Alright. So what I was saying, the play that Colin made, let's just go back. I'll say it again. So this board that Colin set up is, like, Sam must have an Accelerate unit to do anything. And Sam needs to get rid of one of these Auctions. The board that Colin set up is vulnerable to an accelerated unit, plus challenge, plus all the equips. This Auction is 8. The only way it can get off the board is a challenge, and it has to be a challenge played during combat so that there's the assault bonus applied. Because, let's say Sam accelerates out a unit. I mean, obviously, if there's a Kai'Sa, then it doesn't matter. An accelerated Kai'Sa doesn't matter. Kai'Sa can accelerate in, conquer, then challenge this off. But, we have seen Legion Rearguards. If it's an accelerated Legion Rearguard, if it goes in and conquers, then challenges and trades off, then the 2 other units just end the game. If Colin conquered with the Auction instead, he would have gotten the Sunken Temple draw, and no matter what unit Sam accelerates out, this Auction's a 5, this one's an 8, even a Kai'Sa would only be 13 total. So no matter what unit Sam accelerates out, it would not be big enough, I mean, unless there's something weird that he could accelerate out. Fucking Darius or something. Darius, equip everything, challenge, ready him, go in. But unless there's something weird like that that shows up. Oh, if it was Kai'Sa, you challenge after combat anyway? Oh yeah, that's true. No, Kai'Sa would challenge after combat. But any 2-might unit that gets accelerated out, such as Legion Rearguard, would not be able to do this against that other setup. But against this setup, it can happen. So then Sam is actually still in this game. Because this Poro can go up to 10, and this is 11, but he needs orange to equip it, which he'll get. So he's still kind of fucked. Yeah, the double Akshan was backbreaking with the Hidden Blade. But I think the Relentless Pursuit still might have gotten Sam there. It's hard to say.
You're so sick of the chaos cards, the calm cards. Well, this is showing you that not only can you play heroes outside of those domains, but those champions can go undefeated through day one, or in Sam's case, 7-1, still incredibly respectful. Kept that series very close. I would expect big things still from Sam in day 2 as well. But that was just a ton of fun and a great way to end day 1.
I think it's one thing to look at two great players like that on these decks in particular and be like, oh, looking good in day 2. Live, absolutely, for the best of. Maybe just live to top 8? Like,
absolutely.
That's wild. No one had set in their top 8 for this event. I can guarantee that much. And again,
that's not true.
We are a number of...
That's not true. Colin had it.
That's true.
In his top 8, because Colin very clearly came to play.
Certainly did. You know, I like that. It's a kind of gumption I appreciate in both a commentator and a player. Again, not there yet. There are 8 rounds of Swiss done today. There are 5 more rounds of Swiss tomorrow. And then, of course, we have 3 more rounds after that. And a little something called the Top 8, where we will crown yet another regional qualifier champion. And it would be quite something to see a repeat North American champion. And Sam Dushowman's still alive for that as well.
Are we going to see it? I'm going to put you on the spot. Are we going to see it?
I don't think so. But after seeing that set play, I really want Colin to win. Sorry, deck's really cool. Not much we can do about that.
Top cut is X1 and 1 is guaranteed. And the X and 2 with the literal best tiebreakers has a chance, but they need like pairings and draws and stuff to happen for any X and 2s to get in. Zero got in at Lille and Atlanta. 3 got in at Vegas, but that was a very weird circumstance. And I don't remember how many got in at Bologna. Maybe 1. Thanks, Blader.
All right, well.
We've had a good day.
We've had a good day. It's been 12 hours, as you pointed out.
It's been
12 hours. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Okay, apart from more set, which we will pretty much get at this
I want
point because
to call
of
in
the... What is this?
So that's
the boss himself. We're going to go down for a winner's interview.
Kaiser sporting Set the Boss, one of my favorite legends. Not
Kaiser's
just in
such a
Rift
sick
Bound, but
last
in League
name,
of
too.
Legends as well. So I've got to ask you, Colin. You've already played this character in the past.
I'm going to both.
I kind of feel like we know you for this character.
Yeah, it is
this
wild, but it's
legend,
basically a
but
double
you took a
elimination
break
event.
from it. And here you are playing it once again, going 8-0, day 1 at the regional qualifier in Atlanta. Why'd you go back to Set? Why now?
Honestly, it was kind of like an old flame, just like you mentioned. I played him exclusively in Set 1, did very well in a lot of the third-party tournaments, such as Charlie's and the PPG. And yeah, I kind of missed it. I didn't do so well in Lille. I started out 7-1 and then kind of bombed day 2. So I was like, you know what? Let's bust out the old passion, the old love. And clearly it's worked out well for me so far.
It's worked incredibly well. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about the debate about do you play Set Kingpin
To
or Set
128.64.
Brawler, because we all
There's
know
no
that
time for that. Unless you want to add Friday to the schedule, there's no time for that. If you want to cut to that many players, you've got to just do a day 1. You just do a day 1 with 8 or 9 rounds, and that's it.
You do kind of favor this Kingpin variant. So many 4 drops, as you saw in some of those games earlier. Both of you playing like tooth and nail with your runes, recycling as many. You've played Set that way every single time. Can you explain to me like how difficult and how much discipline it takes to play the deck on those kind of thin rune margins, exactly where you need, even right at the end, right? You're like, I need 2 more body runes, but because of the way we've been recycling our runes, you got 2 more coming off the top, punch first, ready to go. It's so incredibly hard to play a deck like that and have the right.
Yeah,
tools at
top
the right
16
time
is
on the
maybe
right
okay.
turn.
It definitely is, and it's something that I try to teach to people as much as I can, but you know, it's all about like foresight and thinking 2 to 3 turns ahead. You get 2 runes a turn, so knowing each time, okay, well, if I spend my power to play my set, I'm going to be down 1, so then I have to factor, oh, if you kill one of my units and I have to save it, then I'm down an additional 1. and factoring where they all are. I knew at that point I did have 4 order runes on that last turn, and but I played a hidden blade the turn before, so I was like, I played 5 order runes, 7 bodies, so I was like, well, I know it's coming off the top, so we'll be good on that front. So yeah, it's just honestly, it's just thinking turns ahead. That's what I always recommend to people, and yeah, I think that's really what you need to do for Kingpin. It's all about using the legend ability to the most of its ability. I want my opponent to be committing a ton of resources to killing my huge Kingpin. It comes back, and then it's coming back around. That's why I play like
Top
the
8 is
Arena
based on
bars
seeding.
with the buff back. And you know, after you spend all your resources to break me, I'm just right back there at square one. So.
Speaking of
Asymmetrical top cut is nice too. Though that wouldn't have changed anything at Atlanta, because it was a clean cut.
Lucian coming in huge again in this matchup, and I have set built as well, it's no surprise, and I've got 2 of them in the sideboard. Based off of the gameplay I saw today, Colin, I gotta ask you, should I just be playing a 3rd one somewhere? It is so important, I feel like, in these equipment-based matchups, or just other decks with gears, of course, and they're stealing the Trinity Forces, denying the ability for that combo to come online for the Lucian deck, really went a long way. 3, maybe? Should I do it?
I mean, 3 is what I'm on. It was actually kind of a
Oh, he's on
last-second
3
change.
Auction,
I had,
okay.
Kiana in my main
It does
deck,
answer Aurora.
yesterday when I played in the pre-RQ, and she didn't do so hot for me. She kind of felt a little bit too clunky. Spending the power, as we've already talked about, is really tough for a set deck. So I was like, you know what, I'll just swap this out for an Auction, and I had 2 Auctions on the board already, so we just upped it to 3, and obviously, as you said, it kind of came in clutch. Notably, I don't have any weapons in my deck, so if my opponent doesn't have gears, he's just a 4/4 vanilla, but honestly, that's kind of good enough when you're playing buffs, you're keeping it around forever, and yeah, obviously in some matchups, then he'll win the game on the spot, just like he did for me there.
Well, Colin, you're 8-0. Congratulations. You're on your way to another top cut, hopefully here soon. So I'm excited to see you in day 2. You get some well-deserved rest. We're going to see you tomorrow, and we're going to send it back to the casters.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a great one.
Thank you so much. Always lovely to hear from Colin. Great player, really nice guy, and playing a pretty fun legend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved the advice that Colin was giving there, not just about thinking turns ahead, but just playing through the margins. Barrett, of course, asked, how do you play a deck where you know that your rune margins are always going to be thin?
Random mech'd,
we
what?
have actually seen in the past
19
with
mechs?
that. I think that's maybe what scares them away from
Fuck is your
Zed,
X-Site list?
Colin said he tries to teach other players. It's very clear he has a handle on it. If you are an aspiring set player, it is something that can be done with reps, so just put in the work.
Well, there's even more to look at, though. I know we have Kangas and Miss Chim Chim standing by with a bit more post-game analysis at the desk.
Karthus Forerunner, okay.
Triples the number of players in the field just because of the Legends popularity.
Yeah, you can see double the number of ons from the number.
It is all good. Again, Q
Through the top game.
in an about that light spin to win gameplay.
80% number.
Around, what's the best way to?
That is probably not mischievous.
There's percent.
Massive the Dreaming Tree. Aspirin's Climb also being 3rd is actually kind of down.
This to get a chance that I talked about as Draven, specifically to play Arena's greatest when they are going first, likely offsetting the climb. So people are yes.
Have a look at the standings. Who is still left undefeated? My goodness, that's a bunch of good players.
So right here at the top, Boulevard. If you are familiar with
How many of these? How many undefeated players made top 8 from this? Boulevard, me, Colin, Frosty, and Waro. Or no, Waro didn't go to undefeated. I beat that guy in round 9. So 4 undefeated players made top 8. Did ConCon make it? I think he lost in the last round. And then Stardust, Coco, and Alan also made it. Wait, is this just like 7 out of 8 top 8 players? Hold on. Oh, that's not what I want. Where's my UVS? Damn it. I mean, unlikely to play against the expected metagame day 1, sure. Day 2, you play against it. Alright, top 8. Harukaze, 7-1. Yeah, every single person that made top 8 is on this screen. CTG, it's Citadel Gaming. Oh yeah, Harukazu played on stream. Okay, yeah, he just like skill got the play earlier. Alan and Colin were the only players that faced 3 Draven or less. Interested.
Competitive scene was a caster there, also a very good competitive card game player at 8-0 in the #1 slot. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. That was the gamer I was talking about on the Arena's Greatest and Aspirants Fund. So that is very good to see. Of course, we see Prismaticism up there as well. Colin that we just saw on the broadcast still 8-0. But a lot of players also still in the running here with those 7-1s or 7 draws.
I mean, Alan is undefeated, I will say, alongside Stardust and Coco Lopez. 7-0-1. A draw is not a loss, I will remind you, even though the record is not as good at 8-0. And a few players we saw on stream, Ominous Milk and Harukaze still at X and well. And we are going to have a look through all the way through to top 64, because I may remind you, this is a regional qualifier. And while it doesn't matter right now, if the cutoff happened, these players would all qualify for the regional. You do have to finish within top 64 by the end of tomorrow.
I know that guy.
But if you're already top 64, that has to finish end of the
By you.
Houston on Annie all that time ago at 36 at 7-1 as well. There are some real good
Broadcast. Leaf Production said 7-1s go into the 80s. 80th place specific.
but perhaps they're
Alright, cool. That's going to be it for tonight. Tomorrow we got day 2. Get to watch Frosty. And I believe, yeah, should be my match against the Wally as well. Very nice. And then there's the top 8 after that. So probably stream tomorrow night. Most 9-2 makes top 64. 17 rounds total. 1 more than current format. Eh. Yeah, that was, I think that was a big thing. That was actually what I heard. Is because the prizing is so lopsided, towards, I mean, basically first, but also like top 8 at least. And you basically get nothing if you're not top 8. It felt like garbage at Houston to make top cut into top 64 and then just get nothing afterwards. So I think Riot got feedback about that and then switched because of that. So alright. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for all the subs. We're up to 18. Holy. And then, yeah, watch this, which tomorrow evening, and then this, I don't know when I'll have time, but we'll see. Buys mess up the math? Yeah, buys are also going to mess up the math. I don't know if you can do the math, Will, or if you just give a third of those players buys, what happens? But that probably cuts like half of the 9-2 players off. And then it goes back to shitty tiebreakers too. Yeah, thanks for watching. Very interesting stuff. I can feel my brain expanding, and hopefully yours did too. So, see you guys tomorrow evening. Ta-ta. Thanks for watching.